Getting you ready for game time. Join me, Sal from Behind Your Basketball, as I announce play-by-play. Make sure to smash the like and subscribe, because now we're about to go live. Entering the pregame, we now present Sal from Behind Your Basketball. And welcome into game number 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals tonight. The Boston Celtics coming off a thrilling overtime victory in game 1. And we are on to now game number 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Pacers against Celtics taking place at the TD Garden in Boston, Massachusetts. Celtics up 1-0 in the series, winning a thriller in overtime 133-128 on a Tuesday night. Happy Thursday night, everybody. If you guys are new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. And I actually changed jerseys tonight for this game here. Gonna swap, but I did a swap between jerseys. Gonna give the Paul Pierce jersey, wearing it tonight, a try and see how it goes. And we'll see if the third time is a charm tonight for the Celtics in these game 2s. They've yet to win a game 2 so far. The playoffs coming up empty against the Heat and the Cavs. That's the only 2 losses that they've suffered so far the playoffs in game 2s on their home floor. Indiana 1-1 in game 2 so far. They won against the Bucks in the first round in game number 2. Lost against the Knicks. They trailed down 0-2 in the series beginning against New York in that game 2 in the second round to the playoffs. But what a game that we had on Tuesday night. That was absolutely wild. I thought the Celtics had that one just completely lost. It looked like Indiana should have been up for sure, 1-0. And Boston, they had a 12-0 lead, just a crazy game what happened, but got a lot of confidence after the overtime victory for Boston that things have been different for sure this year. What's good, everybody? Rydog, Jimmy, Greg, Angel, Mushroom Merchant, Uncle Pizzle, Susanna, Mario on the stream. Welcome in, everyone, tonight for this matchup here. Just a thrilling game number 1, and just hopefully some more great games in this series. Absolutely wild game. The Celtics looked like they were going to blow the Pacers out of the water. It was 12-0 Boston leading game 1 to the first time out. Indiana came back after that, and they tied it up 64-64 going into halftime. Tyrese Haliburton banked the 3 to tie up the game, enter halftime with a tied score. And then the Celtics in the third quarter started to pull away once again. They led as many by 13 points in the third quarter for the Celtics, stretching that lead, but the Pacers came roaring back. Indiana took a 5-point lead, 115-110, with 1:40 left to go in the fourth quarter. And looked like the Celtics were about to lose as Andrew Nembhard made a couple big buckets defended by Al Horford. Horford gave him a little bit of space, and Nembhard was able to drill down a couple buckets for deep 2s. After that, Celtics still just missed getting into a rhythm offensively. Just luck was on their side, picking up the win, and some big-time mistakes by Indiana. But Jason Tatum, during a stretch of the fourth quarter, he went on a 9+ minute span without making a single shot for Jason Tatum. He looked like my tortoise Mr. Tops crawled in his shell, falling asleep with his head tucked in his shell for Jason Tatum in the fourth quarter. And looked like Tatum, with his missed shots, was going to cost the Celtics the game. I got so furious that I even took off Tatum's jersey. If you guys watched that stream with like 10 seconds left to go, I thought no chance they would have won that game. But here's how the Celtics were able to win it, causing turnovers. Tyrese Haliburton, with 27 seconds left to go. This is when the inexperience of Indiana really started to just cause demons in their mind and force them to lose this game. Tyrese Haliburton raced up the floor quickly with a 3-point lead. 117-114 was the score at the time with 27 seconds left. All you have to do, just cross midcourt if you're Haliburton and then force the Celtics to commit a foul. That's all you had to do. and Haliburton lost the ball to allow the Celtics to keep a foul, so they did not need to give a foul, and that was critical and the reason why they came back and won this game. After that, the Celtics failed to score. They came up empty the next possession when they were trailing by 3, 117 to 114. Derek White missed a shot on a layup opportunity trying to draw contact, and then they came up with an offensive rebound. Tatum with a chance to pull with a jumper at the free throw circle, and he bricked it completely. And that shot right there, that was the one that I took off my jersey for the Tatum jersey, ripped it off after he bricked another shot with 10 seconds left. Indiana came up with a rebound. Tatum committed the foul, but back to the Haliburton turnover with 27 seconds left. The Celtics, that was their final foul to give, and that was critical. So Tatum gave the foul, and then this is where the rest of the game just switched. It was insane. Indiana, they had 2 options in mind. They could not go to both of those options. I believe Jaylen Brown was Jaylen Brown was the one who forced the turnover. It was Jrue Holiday. He was guarding one of the options that Holiday was so critical in this game defensively, low-key. He took away a key option off an inbound, so that allowed Indiana to try to see if they could go to a second option. Boston denied that, and then after that, the Pacers on the inbound had to go to a third option, which meant Miles Turner had to race all the way from the midcourt logo to the near side line towards their backcourt to come up with an inbound. And the Pacers had 1 timeout left. Rick Carlisle decides not to burn a timeout, and then after the loss in his post-game press conference, he says that loss was on me. All he had to do was burn the timeout, advance the ball to the front court. Indiana inbounds. Boston commits a foul. Indiana probably wins the game, most likely. What happened changed the rest of this game. So, Andrew Nembhard, he was the inbound passer. Nembhard has been in the NBA for a couple of years now. That's one of those plays that you got to have the veteran guard, TJ McConnell, be the inbound passer. That was not set up to be McConnell as the inbound passer. Instead, it was Andrew Nembhard. That's the first mistake. Second mistake, Rick Carlisle definitely should have burned a timeout, didn't do so to advance the ball to the front court. And then the inbound went to the third option, which was Pascal Siakam. Pascal Siakam was trying to race all the way from midcourt backwards to the backcourt to get the inbound, and he was denied. The ball got deflected, went off of Siakam. Siakam tried to trace it down at the baseline, and he lost it out of bounds. So a turnover right there for Indiana. Next thing you know, the Celtics, they're going to have to get an inbound. They're going to have to get a quick 3, and they do exactly that. Whereas Indiana, your defense, you know the motto, always follow up by 3. They ignored that. Jrue Holiday underneath the hoop, inbound to the corner. Jaylen Brown before they inbounded the ball. Jaylen Brown, when they were drawing up the play, he told Jrue specifically, I'm going to be open, pass it to me, bang, bang. Happened like that, 5 seconds left to go. I put up my call yesterday on that, absolutely wild. Jaylen Brown, hero in game number 1, just a wild corner 3-point shot, just a degree of difficulty was insane what he did. For Jrue Holiday over Pascal Siakam in the process, tied up the game at 117. The rest was history. Tatum on the final possession locked down Haliburton. Haliburton with poor clock management went into overtime. And then in overtime, Tatum just completely took over, finally came out of his shell, and Tatum just went off in overtime and took control of the game and won it for the Celtics. So it's just a wild, wild game. Just ran down the crazy sequence within like the final 25 seconds left to go. It was absolutely wild. So crazy. What's good, Anastasia? Welcome back to the Street of War. And Richard, Top Brother, glad to have you guys all on board being a part here of the channel today. Make sure to vote in the poll who you guys got for this one here, Celtics or Pacers. Boston, they have 1 game underneath their belt now for their defense. Indiana plays a very unique style. Push, 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 push for Indiana as they play just a very difficult style to adjust to. And now the Celtics, coming off that 6 full days of rest that they hadn't played until game 1 on Tuesday night that they won their series in 5 against Cleveland. They finally were able to shake that rust, and now they just need to start to defend better for Boston and get used to the pace for Indiana. So these guys probably had to be prepared by running full sprints during practice, getting the stamina going, and getting into that pace that Indiana plays, because Indiana, all they do is just race up the floor, and 22 total turnovers for Indiana. Go figure that they're probably, they play so fast that they probably lose track of the game based on how fast that they play, that sometimes it's a race to them. First to 100 shot attempts. That's what Indiana tries to do on that's their type of pace. And I can only wonder if sometimes they're forgetting what the clock is out on the floor. Like Haliburton with that critical turnover with 27 seconds left. I wonder if they're just racing so fast that they don't have enough time to really just think and process it, unlike the other series with Dallas and Minnesota, where Luka just slows down the game to his pace and controls tempo, and they're able to use as much shot clock as possible and know how to do it. Whereas I wonder for Indiana, because they always go quick into the shot clock for them, that, like, do they even realize the time, especially in like crunch time situations, what the scenario is, because their youth, inexperience, and not knowing the scenario really cost them the game in game one. What's good, Michael Jackson on the street? Welcome aboard. Thanks for joining in. Yeah, I put Tatum's back behind me. I get the Paul Pierce jersey on tonight. Wanted to try something new, see if this works. If not, I'll switch back over to the Tatum jersey if the Celtics do come up short and lose another game too. But wanted to wear some green tonight, and wanted to try something different. Flashback to 2008 and the Celtics championship with this uniform with the Paul Pierce. These were awesome colors that they had, green and black, back in the day. Yeah, I really liked how Jaylen Brown was able to take that shot too. Jaylen, I think he's going to go off tonight for him. So the All-NBA teams were announced yesterday. Jason Tatum, for the third straight year in a row, was named to the All-NBA first team, and Jaylen Brown was snubbed for him. So he did not make a single All-NBA team for Jaylen Brown. So playing with a chip on his shoulder once again tonight, I think he's got a good chance to carry in his momentum from the last game into this game. But without Tatum and Brown, the Celtics still would not be where they are in this game if it wasn't for Jrue Holiday. Jrue Holiday, multiple key plays that he caused turnovers on, that he had a lot of critical turnovers. He was absolutely awesome in the last game. It seemed like for Holiday, it's right place, right time for him. That is what he's been known for Jrue Holiday, just right place, right time, and he did that exactly in the last game. There was one where Haliburton crashed right into the monitor, where Holiday was just right up on him past midcourt. Haliburton lost the ball and crashed right into the broadcast monitor on the table. So it's those keys defensively that Jrue Holiday, he just hounds you as a defender for him. He had 3 steals in the last game, 28 points, 8 assists. He was the number 2 scorer behind Tatum. Tatum had 36 points and 12 rebounds. I like to see if Tatum could do more of his work at the rim, honestly, for him, because he's really struggling from 3-point range. He went 2 for 8 from 3 in the last game. I think he's shooting like high 20s from 3-point range in this entire playoff. So like he struggles year in, year out when it comes to his 3-point shooting efficiency in the playoffs. And once again, he's struggling right now for Tatum. Jaylen Brown, 26, nothing bigger than the game-tying shot at 117 to force overtime. Just absolutely clutch for JB. And yeah, I would like to see the ball go into the hands to Brown more in late game scenarios instead of Tatum. Tatum usually is the one who takes the final shot. No matter if it's the end of the first quarter, no matter if it's the second quarter, third quarter, if you get the final possession left, I like to see Jaylen Brown with it more. He is the one that's the tone setter for this team. I think he's going to get a bunch of points tonight for Jaylen. Could cross 30 in this game. I'm going to go with Duke next year. They got Cooper Flagg coming in for Duke. What's good, Jimmy on the channel? Welcome back in here, man. James, glad to have you back in the stream. Cerrito, welcome aboard. Ren Jeff, welcome in. Got 130 plus watching right now. If you guys are new to the channel, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. And yeah, I'm going to start to do these streams a little bit earlier. So we're going to do pregame starting around 10 minutes before the scheduled time. So for the 8 o'clock start time games, I have the pregame starting off at 7:50 so we can get as many people as possible in here before we start off with tip-off. So thanks so much, y'all, for patiently joining in, waiting in right now. And good to be able to get some prep here for myself before we start to go into this stream. But it comes down to defense. Celtics need to make their adjustments defensively. They allowed Indiana to shoot 53.5% from the floor. And the Celtics have to start to limit those assists as well. The Pacers, number 1 in the NBA playoffs in assists per game. They had, I believe it was 31 total assists in the last game for Indiana. So it's all about physicality, defense, and locking up the Pacers. They showed that beginning of the game. Pacers started off 0 for 5 from the floor. Boston brought the energy right out of the gate. And then Derek White, he was flying high in overtime, contesting a couple key missed shots that Indiana had in overtime that Boston started to pull away. So it's just a very unique style that the Pacers play that the Celtics needed to get adjusted to. But you can only wonder if this was the game, the last one, that Indiana really let that slip from their hands, because they had a 95% chance of winning with 10 seconds left to go for the Pacers. Boston choked it up in a big way. They led by 12 to start off the game, 12-0. They led by 13, as many by in the third quarter. And then the Pacers took a 115-110 lead, and they were up 117-114 with 7 seconds left to go, and allowed Jaylen Brown to knock down the 3 forced overtime in the Celtics to pick up the win. My announcing job, actually, all the games wrapped up, so I just finished. It was like 2 weeks ago on Mother's Day. I had my final job, or final game that I had for the announcing job. Yeah, so I work for a couple of colleges, so all the teams wrapped up their season, so unfortunately none of the teams made the NCAA tournament at home for them, so I wasn't able to announce any of the NCAA tournament games. But it usually runs from September to May for my season for the sports broadcasting stuff, and I just wrapped up on Mother's Day. That was the final game. Kind of fitting. I had baseball at Stonehill on Mother's Day. That was my final game. It was Stonehill who hosted Norfolk State, and Stonehill was trailing 7-4 entering the ninth inning. They tied up the game at 7-7, and then they forced extra innings, and Stonehill came back and walked it off and won the game 8-7. That was quite a crazy victory. So quite fitting that my final game that I announced in person this year resulted in a walk-off. SEC this year, I think Alabama once again. For them, they look pretty solid for Alabama. I think they have a good opportunity to come out of the SEC once again. Daniel, what's good? Charliso, welcome back in. I'll see you right now. If you can scroll up. Edith, glad to have you back in. Yeah, chat's going by pretty. Trying to just get back into the top here. Yeah, things going pretty well. That's awesome. So tomorrow's Charlise's birthday. Happy birthday for tomorrow. I plan on being back tomorrow as well. That will be T-Wolves against the Mavs, game number 2. Dallas taking one yesterday. Dallas with a big win. Kyrie went off in yesterday's game. He had 30 and then 33 by Luka. This game will start in about a minute from now. So 1 or 2 minutes, we will finally start to get this game going on. Celtics going to look to see if they can be better from three-point range. Kind of a lackluster game for them. Only 15 for 45 from three-point range. Just disappointed in Sam Hauser. Hopefully he makes an impact tonight in this game. Al Horford, he was breaking a bunch of shots, just 3 for 12 from 3. And Tatum went 2 for 8 from 3. So a lot still to be desired for a team that loves to live by the 3. For the Celtics, and when they're hot, when they shoot the ball 40% plus or greater, things look really, really good. Most likely going to be a W 98% of the time on the scoreboard. So alongside their defense, it was not a great shooting night from three-point range. They're going to see if they can get back to that. I like to see if they can go more to the rim and attempt some more twos and get more balance instead of attempting 45 threes. I like to see if they can drag that number down to around like 35 to 40 on the range for Boston instead of like 45 or like 50 or 55, which is way too much on over-reliance at three. But got to figure that Derek White, he's probably going to find his three tonight. He went 3 for 8 from three the last game. Horford, he was left wide open. He most likely can find it like he did in that Game 5 against Cleveland. Horford went just 3 for 12 from three. And Tatum's going to find it as well, even though I said that I prefer Tatum to go to the rim against this Indiana squad. So here we go, about to tip off here in just a moment. Thanks all for joining in. Here's the starters for tonight's game. For the Pacers, Tyrese Haliburton, Andrew Nembhard, Aaron Nesmith, Pascal Siakam, and Miles Turner. Celtics starting five tonight: Drew Holiday, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Al Horford. Kristaps Porzingis is still out, and according to Woj from ESPN, Kristaps Porzingis could possibly be back by Game 4 of this series. So he's a no-go today for Porzingis, once again listed out. 261 combined points in Game 1. That's the most in any conference finals game since 1987 between the Pistons and the Celtics. Here we go, about to start off the game. Celtics go with a jersey that they have in the background. The black jersey with Jason Tatum. Took that one, put that one on the pillow tonight for this one because I'm sporting out the Paul Pierce uniform. Black jerseys, green numbers, green letters for the Celtics with a white outline. Pacers, road yellow jerseys, dark blue numbers, dark blue letters as we are underway and Indiana controls the opening tip. 22 turnovers in the first game by the Pacers. We'll see how they respond here. Boston had 32 points scored off of those turnovers. You can imagine that that's probably not going to happen again. Nembhard jump off down low over to Siakam, and he throws it down with a two-handed flush. Good start for Indiana. Boston's going to get a short memory out of that, and right now see if they can respond back with a big bucket. Derek White at the left wing perimeter, lobs it off to Holiday. Holiday's coming off a 28-point game, swings it down low to the low block into the hands of Tatum. Pivot underneath, Tatum couldn't make it. Tatum again tipped off the rim the third time. Holiday with a clutch offensive rebound. Here's a three at the wing. Jaylen Brown sinks it. Bang, bang by Jaylen. No All-NBA for Jaylen, playing with a chip on his shoulder. Going to show you tonight. Looking for a 30-plus game out of Jaylen. Quick jumper, good at the low block, good by Siakam. Siakam with all four to begin in the first minute of action for the Pacers. Derek White at the corner takes the three, bricked off the back rim, no good. Siakam collects the defensive rebound. Up the floor here for Indiana, as we're just getting started. Siakam at the low block, lost control of the basketball, turns it over. Horford collects the steal. Up the floor into the hands to Tatum. Tatum at the wing, drives inside the paint, guarded by Nembhard. Outside of Horford, open three, Horford, no good, off the rim, shorts. A good opportunity right there. Cannot connect on it, though, for Horford as it goes right back to the Pacers. Haliburton circles around outside of Turner. Jacks up the three. Contested late by Tatum. No good as the rebound gets pulled down by Derek White. Derek White's going to slow it down right now. Out to the right wing into the hands to Brown. Brown crossover, dribbles up to the top of the key. Jaylen Brown backs his way. He's got the first three, looking for five. Brown over Nesmith gets fouled. And Jaylen Brown will shoot two shots coming up at the free throw line. Hey, glad to hear that you're getting better, Edith. Wishing you a speedy recovery there. Pringle, welcome back in. Underwater levels, welcome aboard. Daniel, thanks for joining in. Just getting caught up right now with a chat here currently. And Victor, welcome aboard. Thinking that this one's going to be a blowout here. Hey, what's good? Vital Rights in the stream. Glad to have you back in. First free throw is good by Jaylen Brown. He's got all 4 points so far. 4-4. Pascal Siakam leading the way for the Pacers. He has got 4 points as well. It's a good sign to see Jaylen start off with a made free throw. Got snubbed from not making the All-NBA team yesterday, playing with a chip on his shoulder, the tone setter for the Celtics. Hero with a clutch game-tying three in game number one. Jaylen Brown buries the second free throw. This is an excellent sign to see for JB. You the man, JB. You the man. My call on the last game when he hit that corner three to force overtime. 5-4, Brown's got all five. Nembhard outside to Turner, launches the three, no good, skidded off the rim, battle for the rebound. Brown towards the corner, deflected it out of bounds. Great hustle though by Jaylen. It's going to stay Indiana ball. No Ego, welcome in. Glad to have you back in. Inbound for the Pacers. Turner at the top, hands it off to Haliburton. Haliburton's guarded by Tatum 101. Slides it off to his right, Siakam into the hands to Haliburton. Haliburton guarded by Tatum, top of the key. Haliburton gets past Tatum, flings it out left wing. Here's a three taken by Nembhard, no good. Off the back rim, tipped up out of bounds by Horford. So a couple opportunities. Celtics not able to control the rebound in tough places there. So this will stay Indiana ball. Indiana 0 for 3 from the perimeter. Celtics doing a good job closing out around the outside. Haliburton moves it out to the corner into the hands to Nesmith. Handoff now goes to Haliburton. Up fake. Nesmith jumper. Baseline. Got it. On the deep two. He connects on it for the former Celtic Aaron Nesmith. Celtics with under 9:20 left to go in the first. Holiday thought about a step back. Sends it off to White. Jaylen Brown with all 5 so far. Jason Tatum moves it off to Brown. Brown, top of the free throw circle, dribbles out towards the top of the key. 10 in the shot clock for JB. Brown, guarded by Tartar, takes the 3 over him. Brown, his 3 came up short. Offensive rebound, White. White in the middle, lob down low off to Horford. Horford off the pivot, and he scores. Upping it off the backboard. Good for 2 by Al Horford. He was working on Siakam. 1 point advantage for Boston now. Both of these teams struggling from the floor. Celtics are only 2 for 7 shooting currently. Indiana 3 for 6. Jumper. Nesmith 15-footer. Drills it. Coming around the screen. Back-to-back buckets by Aaron Nesmith. Quick up the floor. Boston. Derek White over to the backdoor cutter. Jaylen Brown throws it down with a two-handed dunk. What a start for the tone setter. What can Brown do for you? JB has done that so far. 1 point advantage for the Celtics. Nembhard inside the paint. Floats up the shot. Will not count. Guarded by Holiday. And it's going to be Brown actually towards the side. Jaylen picks up the first foul tonight in the game. So this is going to be 2 shots. It was on the shot according to the officials. As Jaylen Brown picks up the shooting foul, Andrew Nembhard will shoot 2. What's good? The Cone Man, welcome back in. Thanks for joining in here. Yeah, connecting a lot of the world in this channel. Feel free to type in where you guys are from watching out here. As we have all different types of countries being a part on the channel. Both of the free throws are good at the line for Andrew Nembhard. 8:20 left to go in the first. Indiana with a 1 point lead now, 10-9. Celtics with possession. Holiday backs his way on Nembhard. At the right block, Holiday dribbles out to the right wing. He's guarded by Nesmith, lobs it over to Tatum. Tatum is scoreless so far. Elevates for the J. Tatum, and he sinks it. Jason Tatum knocks down a deep 2 turnaround jumper. Back and forth, first 4 minutes of action. Haliburton open 3, tees it up, and he splashes it. That's the first time that the Celtics had a bad contest from the perimeter. Left out in the clear. Nobody on Tyrese Haliburton. 2 point advantage for Indiana. White flings the pass down low. Inside the key. Drew Holiday up and through. It is good for 2. That's called ball movement right there. Derek White with a beautiful no-look pass. Haliburton almost lost it. He's guarded by Tatum. To the far side. It's off to Tartar. Deflected out of bounds. Last touch by Brown. From Portugal for Vital Rights. Thanks for joining in. And roots here to Southeast Mass. Yeah, not too far from my neck of the woods. So I work. I'm right down the road from Fall River, where I work actually. So I work towards the south coast of Mass, like towards the Portuguese area in south coast. $13 even, 7.5 left to go in the first. Haliburton slides it off to his left. Here's a 3 taken by Nembhard. He splashes it. 3 point advantage for the Pacers now. Derek White late on the closeout around the perimeter. Brown setting the tone so far this game. Sends it off to Tatum. Jaylen Brown 7 out of the 13. Tatum moves it off to Horford. A right baseline dribble, turns the corner, and he throws it down with an open two-handed dunk. Good to see Big Al Horford on the board. Buckets. Easy to come by. 31 combined points in the first 5 minutes of action here between these two teams. Top of the key, Siakam. Siakam dribbles, drives down the lane inside. And we will have, I believe this is going to be an offensive foul charged to Indiana. And it is. Miles Turner picks up the offensive foul. Jaylen Brown crashed right into Horford inside the key as Miles Turner tried to clear down a pathway. And he knocked down Brown. And then actually it was Yeah, Horford was in the middle. Tatum actually slipped out as well. So that is Miles Turner who committed the offensive foul. And we will take a break from the action. Boston will take the first time out in the game. 16 of 15, under 7 minutes left to go in the first quarter. And the Pacers have a 1-point lead. Hey, what's good? Jeffrey in the street. Welcome in. Thanks for joining in. That's awesome. So, $25 gift card looks like it. That's great. Got home from a pizza party. Hope all is well there, man. Ron, welcome back in here, brother. One-point advantage right now. Celtics still trying to get adjusted to the style of pace that the Pacers are playing currently. I like to see much more balance. They just don't have that yet in this game for Boston offensively. 7 points by Jaylen Brown. Good to see Al Horford's got 4 right now attacking the rack. So he's the number 2 scorer with 4 points, 2 each between Tatum and Holiday. And Derek White's yet to score. The Pacers have 4 scores as well. Nembhard with 5, 4 by Siakam. Nesmith has 4, Haliburton with 3. And couple opportunities the Celtics have had on the glass, but haven't been able to get those to begin here. Yeah, that would be hard to imagine if they go into overtime once again, but you never know. Stranger things have happened, and that first game, and right now, the start of this game, this could be an indication that possibly we could have at least a close game, potentially overtime. We could have once again. Good indication that this could be a long series. Just going back and forth, back and forth. So, yeah, last stream I was so furious at Tatum breaking some critical missed shots that he missed late in the fourth quarter that I took off the Tatum jersey. I was so mad at Tatum. I actually wanted to give this a change because I haven't worn a Pierce jersey in a while. And if the Celtics win, I'll see if I can continue to wear the Pierce jersey and see if this will be a good luck charm all the way through the finals for the Celtics if they do end up making it there, but we'll see. So I got the Tatum jersey, sporting it out in the back, and wearing the Paul Pierce jersey currently. Right now, we're on the first time out. If you're doing the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Ring the notification bell if you guys would like to be notified here for future live streams as well on the channel. I plan on being back tomorrow night covering Minnesota against Dallas for game number 2 of that series. Dallas picked up the win yesterday, 108-105. Good come from behind win for Dallas. Dallas was trailing throughout like 90% plus in that last game too. So we come back to action. That was an offensive foul committed by Miles Turner. Celtics, 6 assists on 6 made field goals. Boston with possession. Tatum on the floor with Brown, White, Luke Cornett, Peyton Pritchard. That's on the 5 on the floor currently for the Celtics. Brown lost the handle, turned it over, but Miles Turner swung it the wrong way. And this will be Celtics basketball coming up here. So a comedy of turnovers, 2 in a row. Boston lucky that they're going to get this inbound. Siegel, what's good? Welcome back in there, man. Thanks for joining in once again here, Siegel. Celtics going to get this inbound underneath the hoop off to White at the right corner. White rises for the jumper to elbow, missed off the rim, no good. Obi Toppin secures the defensive rebound. Obi Toppin in a strong first half in game number 1. McConnell circles around. He's guarded by Cornett. Out to the wing off the top and hand off to Haliburton. Haliburton, top of the key. As he dribbles up to the right elbow. Bounce pass off the roll down. McConnell, 15-footer, connects on it. 18 of 15 now. TJ is just one of those players that just can give your team just nightmares. Just runs circles all around you. Pritchard, bounce pass to the top. Side step to the left. Tatum took the 3, bricked off the back rim of White. Collects the offensive rebound. Another chance here for Boston. White, head full of steam, downhill to the rim. Couldn't get it to go on the runner. Off the mark, misfired. Haliburton with a ball up the floor. Haliburton swings it off to Turner. Turner, drive kick, wide open three. McConnell came off short, and Turner picks up the offensive foul. That's his second of the game, unaware of his surroundings as he runs over Derek White at the low block, and that's a critical foul. Massive, massive foul. We are early on in this game, and Miles Turner just picked up a quick second personal foul for him. Unaware where Derek White is as he passes off the kick to the corner, and he just bulldozes Derek White at the edge of the key. Inbound for Boston. Mary Lou in the stream. Welcome in. Top of the key, White. Bounce pass off the roll down. Tatum. Kick out to the right corner. Jaylen Brown with a three. Came off the mark. No good. Offensive rebound controlled by Cornette, though. Off to Pritchard. Pritchard dribble drive inside. Pritchard jumper goes up and he connects on it. Peyton Pritchard on the 7-footer drills the two. Bench points for Boston. 5-zip in the offensive glass in favor of the Celtics. Good contest by Cornette. That came off the rim short. No good by McConnell. Pritchard, his pass got broken up. Also stepped out of bounds previous to that, though, so that's a turnover. So Pritchard off the long rebound towards the near side. Could not gain his footing inside the court of play. And the Pacers will get the inbound here. Inbound for Indiana. Toppin at the left wing. Toppin drives on Tatum. Gets past Tatum right to the cup, and he scores up and in off the backboard. That's one of those defensive plays. Jason Tatum, he's been excellent throughout the playoffs defensively, but that time he's just not ready for it. So leaning towards the screen for Jason Tatum, and you cannot be leaning towards the screen and just could not get down low defending top, and he just had both of his hands spread out apart from one another. Poor defensive stance by Tatum, and Toppin just blew right past him. Tatum at the top, jacks up another three. Tatum off the back rim, no good. Rebound secure by Brown with an offensive rebound. Jaylen Brown at the rim, couldn't finish. Ben Shepherd collects the defensive rebound, and Brown commits the fall from behind. That'll be the second personal foul now charged to Jaylen Brown. So he's the only player in the Celtics that has fouls right now, and he just picked up his second one. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, they got a lot of great seafood over there in New Bedford. Alberto in the stream, welcome in. We'll see Gaming, thanks for stopping by. Hit us up in the chat who you guys like to win this one here, Celtics or Pacers. Jaylen Brown's going to be on the bench for quite a while. Just picked up his second personal foul. 7 points in 7 minutes. Yeah, things going pretty well. 4:35 left to go in the first. 8-4 rebounds in favor of the Celtics. Celtics leading the offensive glass 6-0. McConnell wide open three. Splash. Somebody forgot their coverage for the Celtics. McConnell buries the open triple. 6-point lead, largest one of the game. Celtics have to start to wake up right now. Pritchard at the right block, defended by McConnell. Pritchard dribbles back out to the right wing. Now switched guarded by Ben Shepherd. Across the floor off the Cornette. Bounce pass. Tatum. Tatum goes up. Tatum clobbered. Tatum gets fouled. And he is going to be shooting two coming up here at the free throw line. Or no. Actually, he got called in the offensive foul. He ran over TJ McConnell. So this is not going to be free throws by Tatum. Tatum bulldozed over TJ McConnell. That is actually an offensive foul committed by Tatum, as McConnell took the charge inside the key. So this will be Pacers ball right now. 4 minutes left to go in the first. 6-point advantage for Indiana. McConnell at the right block outside, and Neesmith launches the three off the back rim, no good. Strong rebound ripped away by Luke Cornette for the Celtics defense. Boston with possession. Peyton Pritchard crossing the midcourt logo. Pritchard at the left wing with some space. Step back three in the air, and he hits it. Peyton Pritchard right down the chute. Sizzles the triple. Quick in transition for Pritchard. We get a timeout taken in the floor by Rick Carlisle of Indiana. 3:39 left to go in the first quarter. Peyton Pritchard able to see the gap, able to see the opening. Saw that Isaiah Jackson was late on the closeout as he took a three and made it at the left wing over Jackson. Good awareness right there by Pritchard. This is critical, seeing bench points pouring in at this stage of the game early on. Peyton Pritchard, 5 points right now. Perfect. 2 for 2 from the floor. Gotta love an excellent effort to begin this game by Peyton Pritchard. Celtics looking good in the glass as they lead the offensive rebound margin at this moment. 6-0, 9-4 in the rebound total, but they just got to crack the code to Indiana's defense, and they have not been able to do that so far. They're attempting way too many threes to begin this game, and they're stone cold right now from three, but if they're able to start to get their three-point shooting going, then they're going to take off and soar high in this game if they're able to do that. But for Jason Tatum, I think the best spot for him, because he is struggling right now, he needs to take it to the rim for Tatum. He's shooting like something like 28% in this entire playoffs from three-point range. He's just not finding his shot from three. And right now he's bricked two three-point shots in the first quarter here. He's just 1 for 5 from the floor, 0 for 2 from three. He's got to get to the rim for JT right now, and he struggled a little bit trying to finish some of these shots down low for him. So got to start to get going with a head full of steam, taking it downhill. And then also Holiday too, he'll just have to be aggressive. He's only attempted one shot. He made that for the bucket. So once Drew Holiday becomes to get more aggressive, then he has an opportunity to do what he did in the last game and give you like 20 plus points. He got 28 in the last game, and they're going to need that quickly from Drew, because Jaylen Brown's got 7 off the for Jaylen Brown, but does have those 2 personal fouls. So this is a great sign to see. Peyton Pritchard, 5 bench points, number 2 scorer behind Brown with 7 right now. That's a really, really good sign. But you can see Boston on the glass, they want it. They're hungry. They're crashing the glass left and right. Luke Cornett's got a couple of rebounds for him, 2 rebounds. Derek White with 3 boards. They're going up. They're just pounding the glass on the Pacers. And if they can hit their shots, then the Celtics are going to take the lead, and they're going to swing this game right in their favor. All they have to do is just hit their shots. Better shot selection would definitely help out too. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe here. And thanks all for joining in tonight. We got 300 plus right now on the channel, everybody. This series beginning, it was crazy, that last game. That was, man, a roller coaster of a game covering that last one for my audience. And thanks all for tuning in once again, being a part of the channel, coming off that wild game number 1 where the Celtics were able to steal one. They had blown 2 double-digit leads, and then looked like the Pacers for sure were going to have it, but the Celtics able to steal it from them and win in overtime. 133-128 in game 1. Back to action. 3-point advantage for the Pacers. Left to right on the floor, Indiana with the basketball. TJ McConnell is on the floor with Isaiah Jackson, Ben Shepherd, Tyrese Haliburton, and Obi Toppin. Jackson, top of the free throw circle, hand off the top and lobs it, and he flings it away. That's a turnover. Poor possession by the Pacers. Obi Toppin, I do not know who is that to. That's now their 5th turnover in the first quarter committed by Indiana. Celtics with 3. Turnovers could be the story of this series. Indiana had 22 turnovers in the last game. They got 5 already in the opening quarter tonight. Just that inexperience with the youth of their team really showing so far in the early stage of this playoffs. Tatum fires a bullet down low. Cornette bobbled it, turned it over. Tatum's too tall on that pass. You get a put string pace, and that's the reason why we get so many turnovers. Fall away. Haliburton connects on the 2. Knocks down the jumper at the right block off the fall away, contested by Cornette. Pritchard, he's got 5 right now. Peyton Pritchard, the slow down tempo. 2:40 left to go in the first. Slides it off to Tatum, back into the hands to Pritchard at the left wing. Lobs it off to Holiday. Holiday able to keep it alive, but McConnell from behind picked up the push foul. So that'll be the first personal foul tonight charged to TJ. Def Coyote, welcome on board once again. Vernon on the stream, welcome in. What a game during the last one there. That was wild. Thanks so much for the timestamp from Vernon. I went directly back to that timestamp, and I actually was able to post that video. Cornette off the mark to Tatum in the pass. That's a turnover. So back-to-back turnovers by the Celtics offense right now. Pacers with possession, 5-point lead for Indiana. Haliburton thought about a step back into the hands to McConnell. McConnell dishes out to the right corner. Celtics are 0-2 in game 2s in the playoffs so far. There are only 2 losses coming in game 2s against the Heat and the Cavs. Shot clock's down to 1. McConnell, tough shot, bounced off the rim 3 times, no good. Tipped up to Holiday for the defensive rebound. Up the floor off the Tatum. Tatum attacks downhill to the rim. Tatum gets fouled by Shepard. So we'll see if this is shots coming up here or not. I do not believe that this will be a shot at the line. They're going to say that it was on the reach off the drive by Tatum. So Tatum will not be shooting 2 free throws coming up. Vernon with a dono. You the legend, brother. Really appreciate it for the dono. Thanks so much, man. 2:07 left to go in the first. Let's get that dono hype here out in the chat here for Vernon. Pritchard, or it'll be Holiday who gets the inbound. Pritchard is on the floor with Holiday Hauser, first time today. Trying to bounce back after a rough game during the last one. Tatum and Horford. Tatum gets denied at the rim by Siakam. Here goes the Pacers with it. Haliburton, kick out to the corner. Open 3, Ben Shepard. No good around the rim and out. Rebound secured by Horford. Celtics got lucky. That was a wide open corner 3, and Shepard could not bury it. Holiday. Bounce pass underneath. Oh, what a beautiful find. Drew Holiday splits the needle in half over to the backdoor cutter. And that's the first bucket of the night by Sam Hauser. That was an absolutely gorgeous dime of a pass by Drew Holiday. Top in. Drive, stripped out of bounds. Holiday signaling challenge right now. I do not believe Missoula is going to challenge. We'll see. Celtics trying to see right now, trying to take the opportunity before the Pacers come up with an inbound. We see a couple camera angles right now. Toppin with a block guarding Tatum. It was actually Obi Toppin who got the block defending Tatum, but the Pacers were stripped. The ball went out of bounds, and will the Celtics challenge? So we're trying to see here, and they will. So Boston will challenge. This ball was out of bounds, stripped out of bounds off of Indiana last. So we will take the timeout. Joe Mazzulla, first challenge of the night. Trying to challenge the possession arrow of this basketball with Drew Holiday signaling challenge over to Joe, and Joe will challenge it. 1:24 left to go in the first quarter. Initial call, the ball was out of bounds by Indiana, off a strip by Boston, but Drew Holiday thought that it was off of a Pacer player last, and we'll see what happens coming up after this challenge. What's good? Gray in the channel. Welcome back in. Thanks for joining back in from the Philippines. Vegas, Luis in the stream. Welcome on board, everybody, tonight. What a start to this game here. Celtics with an off-shooting night so far to begin. They're just 9 for 21 from the floor, 42%, only 2 for 8 from 3. If they're able to start to make their shots, then they're going to switch this game right in their favor. They've got it on the glass currently. Boston, +6 in the rebounds in the first quarter. They are hungry tonight. 6-0 in offensive rebounds, but need to start to keep on moving the basketball and generate some more offense, plus better shot selection for them would help. And also, both teams have 5 turnovers. So this will stay Pacers ball. Joe loses the challenge. So it was out of bounds off of the Celtics last off the strip. That Obi Toppin got stripped, and McConnell responds off the inbound underneath the hoop, scores for 2. 5-point lead for the Pacers. Pritchard at the right wing perimeter. He's defended by Shepard. Final minute and 10 left to go in the first quarter. Pritchard's got 5, looking for more. Pritchard, fall away, high off the glass, no good. Pritchard trying to come up with a rebound, got tipped over to Shepard for the defensive board. Haliburton slows down tempo. He's guarded by Holiday. Haliburton dribbles up top of the key. Takes the 3 off balance, no good off the mark. Tatum rips it away with a defensive rebound. Rebound fest here for the Celtics, +6 in the glass, but they got to get their offense start to go. Only 40% shooting right now in this first quarter. Tatum just 1 for 6 from the floor, looking to see if he can crawl out of his shell right now for Tatum. Off to Holiday. Open 3, splash. Drew Holiday rips it through the shoot with a 3 ball. Oh, man, Drew Holiday just absolutely excellent for him. Major 3, cuts it down to 2. Pacers with the ball. Siakam. Hand off Haliburton. Haliburton drives, no look past the right corner. Bobbled by McConnell. Kept in the quarter play. They lost it by Shepard. Results in a turnover. Tatum comes up with a steal. 12 seconds left to go. Pritchard crosses the midcourt logo. 6th turnover in the first quarter committed by Indiana. Holiday, as we have a reach and follow picked up by McConnell defending Holiday with 5.8 seconds. Chuck on the stream, welcome back in. Thanks for joining in once again, man. Greg, glad to have you back in here, brother. What a game tonight. Celtics just got to find their rhythm shooting the ball. They got everything going for them on the glass. Out hustling Indiana. Just got to start to make their shots. 5.8 seconds left to go in the first. Haliburton will substitute out now towards the bench. Celtics will inbound it in the front court near side. Tatum the inbound passer. Tatum looking for somebody to get open. Finds Pritchard. Pritchard, 5 seconds left to go. Pritchard dribbles up. Jumper, 18-footer straight away. Pritchard, no good. It was halfway down and rattled out. And we close out the end of the first quarter. 27-25 Indiana at the end of one. Still a lot to be desired of Boston, but their offense just needs to start to click, and if they are, then they get an opportunity to see if they can seize control of this game right now. They just haven't been able to find their shots. Props to Indiana for much better defense to begin this game compared to the last one here. 27-25 at the end of the first. So we enter now the second quarter. Hanging in though for Boston. That was a big three by Holiday. Drew Holiday just, he needs to get some more opportunities. He is perfect to begin. 5 points, 2 for 2. Perfect to start off this game. And that was with Jaylen Brown on the bench for quite a bit of time. Jaylen had 2 personal fouls in the first quarter, sat on the bench for the second half of the first quarter, and he's still the top scorer. He's got 7 points right now. It's been a balanced attack by Boston, but nobody's been able to take over. So 7 points by Brown, 5 points by Holiday, 5 points off the bench by Pritchard. He was huge during a couple minutes on the span for him. 4 points by Horford. And then 2 each between Tatum and Hauser. Tatum needs to start to get going for him. Just 1 for 6 from the floor right now, and 0 for 2 from 3. So he really needs to get going for Jason Tatum, and I got confidence that he will. Yeah, with Tatum with only 2 points for him, it's quite shocking that the Celtics are only down by 2 at this point here. And Indiana, top players so far, they've spread it out around the balance too. Right here, 7 points by T.J. McConnell off the bench, leading the way. 5 each between Haliburton and Nembhard. 4 each between Siakam and Nesmith. I like that they didn't affect that slam dunk to begin this game that Indiana got. Indiana scored the first bucket of the game off a slam dunk by Miles Turner, and that looked like it could have set the tone for tonight's game. And the Celtics saw the message that Indiana sent, and they responded right back. It's been back and forth ever since. Yeah, Derek White's yet to score, so he is stone cold right now. He was massive in that Heat series for him. Yeah, he's got nothing. Leading the team with 3 rebounds and 3 assists. Nothing, though, for points. 0 for 3 from the floor. I really like what they brought today in the glass. Like, straight up out hustling Indiana right now on the boards. They are +5 on the glass right now, 11-6 for Boston. 6-0 in offensive rebounds. It's just they cannot call off the Pacers' offense enough. And Indiana's still shooting the ball at a high efficient clip. They're 58% shooting to begin this game. 11 for 19. They have not been called since Game 6 against the Knicks. That's the last time that they were colder than what they were, because they were sizzling hot in that Game 7. They were red hot in the last game, too. More so, I think it would be Game 5. Yeah, Game 5 is when New York won their last game. That's the last time that they were, like, seriously cold from the floor, when they got beat down by a bunch. Back to action, White lobs it inside off to Horford, into the hands to Brown. Jacks up the 3, missed off the rim, no good. A rebound gets controlled by Indiana. Jaylen Brown had a solid look, but couldn't convert on it, though. Underneath the hoop, Shepherd. Off to Siakam at the right corner. Siakam backs his way in. Holiday 1-on-1. Siakam off the pivot, puts it up, no good. Missed off the glass. Late contest by Sam Hauser coming in late. Celtics in transition. Indiana could not get back, and it leads to a wide open slam dunk by Al Horford to tie the game up at 27. An assist there for Boston. Derek White records the assist. Al Horford behind the defense. Jackson bricked the first shot. Jackson off the rim, no good. Pinwheels around. Celtics clamping up defensively, forcing a stop. Defensive rebound hauled in by Boston. Boston with a chance to take the lead. They look changed defensively in the first two possessions to start off the second quarter. 1 minute into action. In quarter number 2, White off the roll down, Horford underneath. No good. A putback by Horford. No good once again. A third opportunity. Horford at the low block, dribbles out. Kick out to the corner. Open three. Hauser. No good. Pinwheeled around the rim and out. Jaylen Brown with an offensive rebound. With a turnaround inside the key with a putback. 29-27 Celtics. A timeout taken on the floor by Indiana. 9-1 in the offensive glass for Boston. Rick Carlisle immediately calls a timeout, unhappy with what he's seeing out of his team on the defensive rebounding right now. Jaylen Brown with a monster putback after there were a couple good opportunities. Horford couldn't cash them in. Sam Hauser, he had a three that was around and out, rattled out halfway down. And then Jaylen Brown after the third time, finally, third time's the charm. 2-point advantage for Boston, 4-zip run to begin quarter number 2. What can Brown do for you? Just keep on staying out of foul trouble. If you're Jaylen, and if you play freely here and still stay with those 2 personal fouls throughout the entire quarter, then you should be good to go for the remaining part of this game. You're just being able to help out your team significantly. If you're Jaylen Brown right now, he's got 9 points. He is the tone setter, once again, leading this team. Yeah, my girlfriend got her master's last week, and so she graduated. Graduation went pretty well. It was quite a long graduation last week, but it was really nice. So it took place in the Seaport District in Boston, where her graduation was on Saturday last week. Crazy part about traveling through Boston, through the Boston tunnels on Saturday is that I was on the so we were stopped in the Boston tunnel for like 15 minutes, and what happened was that there were a group of rally cars that were part of a rally car series that took over the Boston tunnels, and they were led by a police escort. So everybody else, all the commuter cars at like 8 in the morning on Saturday, which was graduation day for a bunch of colleges last week, all of us were stopped inside the tunnel at the Storrow Drive Connector Tunnel in Boston, and there were a bunch of rally cars. It was part of the Gold Rush Rally in Boston last Saturday. Feel free to look that up. It's called Gold Rush Rally, and somebody did a YouTube video blog of it, of the 8 a.m. tunnel takeover last Saturday. So feel free to watch that if anybody's interested. A group of rally cars taking over the Boston tunnels on Saturday morning. Somebody put up a YouTube video about it, made a vlog about it. It's pretty cool. And got to see a bunch of different rally cars zipping through the tunnels, loud exhaust. That was a pretty cool sight to remember. Even though it almost made my girlfriend late for graduation, it took up like 15 minutes of our time, but luckily we left early enough to get there in time. Yeah, definitely scary being stopped in the tunnel, but it was for no accident or anything. It would be super scary if it was like an overturned like tractor trailer on fire in the tunnel, but luckily we were stopped just because there were like loud exhaust rally cars passing us on the tunnel. And they were led by police escorts. Yeah, so we got there in time. There were a bunch of graduations on Saturday, because Boston has a gazillion different colleges. She got her master's from Leslie. It's in Cambridge, but they held the graduation on the Seaport District in Boston. Missed shot by Indiana as we come back from the timeouts. Yeah, a lot of her classes she did online over at It's called Leslie University in Boston. They have a bunch of online courses. Excellent ball movement. Derek White takes the three and he nails it. Drew Holiday with an assist. That ball is popping. 32-27 Boston. 5-point advantage approaching the 10-minute mark left to go before halftime. Neesmith slices defenders. Neesmith attacks inside a pinwheeled around. Goes out of bounds off of Isaiah Jackson. That's a turnover committed by Indiana. They're just playing so fast right now, but they're just reckless with the basketball. Turner will check back in the game with those 2 personal fouls. It all started with Jalen. Jalen, the dribble drive penetration, kicked it off to Hauser in the corner. Off to Holiday, swung it over to White at the wing and knocked down a triple. 32-27 Celtics. 10 minutes left to go before halftime. Boston really clamping up defensively right now, holding the Pacers scoreless in the last 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Jaylen Brown. Top of the key, he's defended by Neesmith. Brown now switched here, guarded by McConnell. Brown 1-on-1, working on McConnell. Brown's got 9. Brown drives up inside the key. Brown jumper over McConnell, and he gets fouled. Jaylen Brown's going to shoot 2 shots coming up here. Check that, actually. Yep, Jaylen Brown's going to shoot 2. I did not realize that until now, but good to see Boston stretching out their bench. O'Shea Brissett just checked into the game right now. So O'Shea Brissett is on the floor now for the Celtics for the first time in the series, number 12. First one is good by Brown. This is good to see other bodies being able to have an opportunity to get some playing time tonight and see how they're able to respond. Oh, wow. Yeah, that must have been scary, Vital writes. Gee. Yeah, so actually, I think it was the middle school. The middle school in my bordering town, they had a fire that burnt down the middle school back in 1994. I believe it was fire departments from like 20 plus communities that responded to that fire. The whole middle school burnt down and they had to build a new middle school. And that was back in like, I think it was 1994 when it happened. The lob goes off to Turner around, missed off the back rim, no good. Another miss by Indiana. They're in a 3.5-minute field goal shooting drought. Celtics by 7 with a possession. 5 on the floor looked like this for Boston. Jaylen Brown, Derek White, Al Horford, Sam Hauser, and O'Shea Brissett. Edge of the midcourt logo, Jaylen Brown. Top of the key guarded by Toppin. Brown, 1-on-1. Brown, step back, 3 in the air, over Toppin. Laser beam, he delivers. Bang, bang, Jaylen Brown knocks down the triple. 10-point lead for the Celtics. Indiana cannot get anything going on offensively. Credit to the Celtics' lockdown defense to the start of the second quarter. Neesmith at the elbow, dribbles off, lost the handle, and O'Shea Brissett committed a reach and follow, though. Very, very close to being a steal by Boston. Juan, welcome in. Thanks for joining in here, man. Ricardo, Yomar, Lamping on the stream. Welcome on board, everybody, tonight. Got 400 plus watching. If you're new in the stream, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. And what a start for the Celtics here currently. It's 12-0 in the second quarter in favor of Boston, just like how they started off game number 1 on a 12-0 start. They lead the second quarter box score 12-0. Their defense looks completely changed. Lob down low by Nembhard. Intercepted by it's intercepted by O'Shea Brissett. Jalen rises for the 3, up in the air, off the back rim, no good. Rebound secured by Indiana. Celtics cruising right now. They got these guys locked up here. Haliburton at the top, slides it off to his left. Nembhard with a 3, no good. Around the rim and out. Holiday collects the defensive rebound. Holiday crosses midcourt. Drew Holiday gonna slow it down. Lob over the top. Jalen with position. Jaylen Brown, and he scores for 2 more. Up and off the backboard. Pacers forget to get back in transition defense. Brown just able to slip behind the entire D. Haliburton dribbles up to the elbow. Bounce pass off to Turner at the right block. Turner backs his way into White. Turner lost it out of bounds. That is off of Miles Turner. Another Pacers turnover. Celtics just look completely changed right now. This is championship level defensive basketball at its finest for the top team in the NBA, the number 1 overall seed with a home court advantage. Drew Holiday at the left wing. Pacers scoreless in the last 5.5 minutes. Jaylen Brown attacking downhill. He gets fouled. And 2 free throws coming up here by Jaylen Brown. Wow, this is just amazing basketball that we're seeing. 0-2 in Game 2s, and tonight the Celtics here out to defend home court, giving the fans a sight to see. After a Game 1 scare, that may have been the Pacers' best opportunity to win. We shall see what happens in the series. Indiana is perfect on their home floor so far, but since 31 seconds were left in the first quarter, the Celtics have outscored Indiana 17-0 since the last 31 seconds in the first quarter. First one is no good, missed by Brown. And Jaylen Brown's had some difficulties at the free throw line, missing free throws. Tatum will check back in. O'Shea Brissett will take a seat on the bench. Roger, welcome back in here, man. Green Hornet on the stream. Thanks for joining in. Guys, the legends here out on the channel. Jaylen Brown will have one more free throw coming up. Celtics leading the second quarter box score 14-0 right now. Oh, yeah, absolute beast. Yeah, Drew Holiday, he had a couple major caused turnovers that won that game in Game 1. Just right place, right time. Second free throw is good by Brown. 40-27. They are playing the defense of their lives right now. Best defense throughout the entire playoffs right here, right now. White almost intercepted it. Haliburton with an open three straight away off the back rim, no good. Horford collects the defensive rebound. His pass gets broken up. Out of bounds. Last off of Holiday down the near side as Nembhard tipped it off the shoe of Holiday. I love it how the whole world just keeps on betting against the Celtics. We shall see what happens if the Celtics are able to make it out of this series, make it to the finals. But it's basically the Celtics against the world. This narrative right now. Nesmith floater, no good off the back rim. A rebound secure by Horford. Five on the floor look like this. Holiday, Tatum, Horford, Brown, and White. They get their starting five in the floor currently. Holiday guarded by Haliburton at the left wing. Holiday, one-on-one, backs his way, fires a fastball off the Tatum, up fake, blows past Nesmith, right to the cup, he scores, up and in, off the backboard, it's good for two by Jason Tatum. Blow by. Aaron Nesmith tried to gamble, didn't get his feet set properly, not in the defensive stance. Jason Tatum with a head full of steam, zips right by him as Nesmith was late on the closeout, couldn't get set. Tatum attacking the rack, easy two. 15-point lead for Boston, 42-27 as we take a timeout. Pacers burn the timeout, 7:04 left to go right now, and this Celtics team is out on cruise control. This is championship level basketball at its finest. 17-0 in the first 5 minutes of the second quarter for Boston. They're leading the second quarter box score, just absolutely insane. Against the number one offense in the NBA, who averages above 123 points per game, they've limited to 27 points with just above 7 minutes left to go before half. This is the defense that we know. And finally, all they had to do was adjust to the tempo that the Pacers are used to playing. And now the Celtics, crashing the glass, controlling the rebounds, have the opportunity to control this game, and they are outnumbering the Pacers in a landslide on the glass. 22-9 in rebounds in favor of Boston. 9-1 in offensive rebounds. Celtics are just wearing down the Pacers on the glass, and I said during the first quarter at one point with like 3 minutes left, it's a matter of moments that the Celtics are just going to start to cruise. Once they start to make their shots, they're going to take the lead, and they're going to take it for good, most likely tonight, because of that rebound number. That is a totally lopsided rebound number, and all you have to do, you're dominant on the glass like that, just all you have to do is just find your stroke, find your shot, and you'll be fine. And look at that, the Celtics leading by 15 right now. That is just all around championship level basketball at its finest. A+++++ basketball that the Celtics have displayed at the start of the second quarter. This is called playing out of your minds. Playing with a chip on your shoulder. Playing for a championship for Banner 18. And Banner 18 is going to be coming very, very soon if the Celtics keep on continuing to play like this. I wore the Paul Pierce jersey for a reason. Hopefully it brought good luck here to the stream and beyond. Porzingis is out for Game 3, so the next game he is out. I believe he has the chance to return in Game 4 for Porzingis, so according to Woj, he may be back in Game 4 for Porzingis, which would be on Monday. That is Memorial Day. I'll be back tomorrow night covering Minnesota against Dallas. Feel free to join in if you guys would like. I'll see if I can get my Tortoise out during halftime as well. So I'll see if my Tortoise Mr. Tops is available during halftime for another Mr. Tops showing at half once again. So stay tuned for halftime. I might have a special guest come on this weekend because I believe my girlfriend might sleep over this weekend since it's Memorial Day weekend, and she's got her job that she works on the weekend. She has it off this weekend, so she might join me in for one of my streams during this weekend. So just a heads up right there that we might have a couple of different guests coming in on the streams. A lot of different guests here at this game tonight. Bill Belichick at the game tonight, right now at the TD Garden. There was a Bill Belichick sighting, by the way, at Stonehill College back in March. So I'm a broadcaster for Stonehill College. I did a broadcast for the softball team back in March, around March Madness time. And so we get a foul here. Picked up charge to Derek White. Aaron Neesmith will shoot 2 coming up at the free throw line. But the day before I had the softball broadcast, they had lacrosse between Stonehill and Holy Cross. And the lacrosse coach for Holy Cross's women's lacrosse team is Bill Belichick's daughter, Amanda. So there was a Bill Belichick sighting a couple months ago at Stonehill. The day before I was there covering softball the next day. First free throw is good by Neesmith at the line, 42-28. Oh, wow. Yeah, I heard there was like a big multi-billion-dollar settlement going on in the talks recently. Wow. The second free throw is good by Neesmith. That finally snaps a 17-0 scoring run by the Celtics starting off the second quarter. 17-2 in the second quarter, box score in favor of Boston. Drew Holiday on the floor with Al Horford, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and Derek White. They get their starting 5 on the floor. At the left wing goes to Brown. Brown dribbles up to the elbow, back out to the top of the key. Brown, 5 in the shot clock. Brown guarded by Turner, 1-on-1. Brown, 3 in the shot clock. Brown, towards his right, double team. Brown rises for the jumper. Deep 2, off the rim, no good. It went off a Haliburton. That's out of bounds. It will stay Celtics ball with 6:19 remaining in the second. Tyrese Haliburton fell down trying to track down the rebound, and the ball doinked off of him. Let's see where it went off. Ooh! Took one to the noggin. The ball off the rim, doinked Haliburton in the head and sailed out of bounds. He took one directly to the top of the noggin. White, 8 on the shot clock off the inbound. Left wing perimeter guarded by Neesmith. White takes the 3. He gets fouled. Derek White's going to shoot 3 shots coming up here at the free throw line. Nembhard with a terrible shooting foul. Bad foul coming by Nembhard, and mistakes here with a youth really showing up in the series for the Pacers. Nembhard gets White on the shooting arm, and this will be 3 shots coming up. This is just excellent basketball being displayed in the second quarter for Boston. Edwin, welcome in. Aaron, thanks for joining in, man. 2 free throws by White. First one able to get the bounce. The Pacers shot the ball 58% from the floor in the first quarter. That number, the total shooting percentage, has plummeted directly down to 40.7% right now. This Celtics defense has played out of their minds in the second quarter. They have yet to allow a single field goal to be made in the second quarter by the Pacers, the number 1 offense in the NBA this season in points per game. Second free throw is good by Derek White. Derek White able to start to get into a rhythm on the scoreboard. He's got now 5 points for White. Jaylen Brown leading the way, playing with a chip on his shoulder tonight, just like I thought he would in the pregame. I said I would not be surprised if he dropped down 30. He was snubbed yesterday from being an all-NBA team selection. He's got 17 out of the 45 for the game leader for Jaylen Brown. Outside, Haliburton off to Neesmith with a 3, connects on it. That's the first made shot of the second quarter by Indiana. It comes midway through the second quarter. Aaron Neesmith with all the points. He's got 5 points with every single point scored by the Pacers in the second quarter, all 5. Holiday at the top. Pick gets set by Tatum. Holiday, 5 in the shot clock. Bounce pass off to Tatum. Tatum, 3 in the shot clock. Backs his way. Fall away deep 2. Tatum, tough shot, no good. Turner collects the defensive rebound. That's a hero ball shot there by Tatum. Nembhard backs his way on Hauser. Jumper, low block. Nembhard drills it. 45-34. Cannot play complacent here if you're the Celtics. Got to realize what happened during the last game. They blew a 12-point lead starting off 12-0. They blew a 13-point lead in the third quarter. Got to keep it on the gas pedal. Holiday dribbles inside. No look pass underneath. White got rejected by the bottom part of the rim. Oh, goodness. That was a tough look. Haliburton with a 3. Haliburton makes it. And it's only an 8-point game. 45-37. Here come the Pacers. Does this look reminiscent of the last game? Holiday dribble, drive, right down the lane inside, and he scores with a left-hand layup. That is just so beneficial right there. When you get a player like Drew Holiday able to attack the gaps, wide open 3. Neesmith, no good, around the rim and out. Rebound secured by the Celtics. Celtics getting lucky right there. Tatum. Up the floor finds Holiday into the hands. Into the hands of Tatum. Finally, Neesmith tried to gamble. Almost came up with a steal, though. Tatum, one-on-one, hunting down Neesmith. Tatum inside the key. Bounce pass, left baseline. Horford, pass off to the cutter. Hauser gets stripped out of bounds. Last off at Indiana. 4:19 left to go. Celtics getting a little bit too complacent recently, and that's allowed the Pacers to start to creep back into the game right now. Holiday, though, just with an amazing response. He's always right place, right time, Drew Holiday. Just that championship-level identity that he won a championship 3 years ago with the Bucks is just so critical for the Celtics. Brown, deep 2, no good off the mark. Huge offensive rebound by Al Horford. Horford, kick out to the corner, gets swung down by Turner. Miles Turner picks up his 3rd personal foul, and the Pacers are signaling here that they want to challenge this with Turner. Is Carlisle going to elect to go for that challenge? That is the question right now. 4:11 left to go. Turner just picked up his 3rd right now for personal fouls. Al Horford with a monster offensive rebounds. And then Turner comes in from behind, and they called it on Turner on the loose ball foul. So Turner has his 3rd. Pacers will not challenge. Pacers elect not to challenge. Celtics by 10 with possession. Holiday, bounce pass off to Tatum. Tatum, oh, that's a big U. He lost it, completely lost the handle. Up the floor, Siakam scores, dunks it through. Tatum couldn't get back at the defensive side of the floor as well. 8-point game right now, under 4 minutes left to go before halftime. Holiday, open 3, splash, and he hits it. Bang, bang, Drew Holiday, right place, right time. Once again, he sizzles the triple. Siegel with a dono. Let's get that dono hype for Siegel. Really appreciate the man with a dono. Neesmith into the hands of Siakam, stripped by Holiday, rolls over to the corner though where Nembhard was placed. Nembhard underneath, double team. Nembhard blocked from behind by Horford. Celtics come up with the basketball, pushing tempo. Brown up the floor. Jaylen Brown attacks downhill, right to the rim. He scores with a right hand. Jaylen Brown, it is good for 2. Boston by 13. 25-11. Celtics controlling the glass in this game. 10-1 in the offensive rebounds. Pacers getting careless with the basketball. They almost lost it. Near side corner. Nembhard able to pick up the loose ball. Nembhard at the right wing, defended by Tatum. Nembhard drives on Tatum. Nembhard right to the cup. He scores with a left-hand layup. He blows right past Jason Tatum. 52-41. Jason Tatum with a poor defensive possession that time. Missed shot from point-blank range, but the Celtics out of transition. Indiana skip pass, right corner, open 3. Nembhard, no good off the mark. Tipped over to Siakam, though, for the offensive rebound, and puts it back up and scores. A 9-point game, back and forth. Celtics a little bit too complacent once again. Holiday had it stripped out of bounds. It was last touched by Neesmith, though, down the near side. 2:29 left to go. Pacers hanging in right now, looking like the Dallas Mavericks from yesterday. Dallas was trailing as many by 9, though, at one point. This has been a different story. Indiana has been trailing by double digits quite a bit of time in this game. Now they're down by 9, though. Celtics +8 on the offensive glass. This game has been 1 on the rebound column right now. Brown dribbles, drives, right down the lane inside. Oh, baby! That is a strong move right to the cup. Double clutch. Jaylen Brown cashes it in with a layup. That is an insane offensive possession by Jaylen Brown. Nembhard, no good. Outside over to Nesmith. Nesmith at the low block, dribbles up inside the key, lost the handle, turns it over. Tatum collects the steal. Tatum up the floor, Holiday touch pass, watch out. Jaylen Brown right to the rim with a trailer, and he scores for 2 more. What can Brown do for you, baby? Timeout taken to the floor by Indiana. 56-43, Celtics by 13. Jason Tatum with a steal up the floor. Drew Holiday with a touch pass behind his back to the trail. And Jaylen Brown, a one-man show tonight, showing the world that he is the man, looking for MVP-level honors. For Jaylen Brown, he's playing like it right now in the playoffs here. 23 points by Jaylen Brown at this moment as we take the timeouts. Jaylen Brown playing out of his mind. I knew it was going to happen tonight. Snubbed yesterday, did not make the All-NBA team, and he is responding to the critics right now. He knows what happened the last conference finals. Everybody was making fun of Jaylen Brown, saying that he did not have a left hand, that he was coughing up the basketball constantly in the Heat last year, the Eastern Conference Finals. This year, man, this dude, just the absolute dog, playing with a chip on his shoulder, responding to all the critics for Jaylen Brown right now. Just another dominant performance indeed tonight by Jaylen Brown. 23 points, 8 for 16 shooting. Making free throws, he's 5 for 6 in the free throw line. He's the top plus-minus in the floor, being a +18 for Jaylen Brown. Drew Holiday, perfect right now. 4 for 4 from the floor, 2 for 2 from three-point range, 7 assists, 0 turnovers for Drew Holiday. The championship-level player that the Celtics needed in the offseason. 10 points by Drew. Those 0 turnovers are so critical. Takes the pressure off of Tatum and Brown to possess the basketball a lot of times. 0 turnovers by the main playmaker in the team. Tatum's just got 4 points. Imagine if Tatum was able to do what Tatum does and get his buckets. Then this would be a blowout right now. 56-43, Celtics with a unbelievable championship identity defense in the first 6 minutes here in the second quarter. They got out to a 17-0 start at one point in the second quarter. Boston leading 31-18 in the second quarter box score. Pacers with possession. Siakam to the rim, scores with a left-hand layup. 11-point game right now. Celtics cannot ease off the gas pedal though. 5 timeouts remaining for Boston. Indiana's just with 3 timeouts remaining throughout the course of this game right now. Brown flings it off to White. Kick out to the corner. Hauser laces up a 3. Couldn't convert on it though. Sam Hauser, just 2 points for him so far. He had a rough game in game 1. Haliburton outside over to the right wing. Into the hands to Nembhard. Bounce past Siakam. Siakam backs his way on Brown. Siakam jumper mid-range. Connects on it. 56-47. Once again, they are hanging in. Their offense, they are capable of going on runs themselves. The top offense in the league, pouring in 123-plus points per game this season. Jaylen Brown, one-man show. He's got 23. Jaylen Brown, edge of the midcourt logo. Dribbles, drives, kick out to the wing. Hauser, touch pass, right corner. Derek White, no good. Brick the 3. Haliburton collects the defensive rebound. Pacers with possession. 40 seconds left to go before halftime. Haliburton guarded by White. Haliburton at the free throw circle. Bounce pass Siakam. Turnaround contested by Holiday. Siakam, though, buried it on the size advantage. It's only a 7-point game. 56-49. Celtics need a big bucket here to give their momentum back before halftime. Cannot go scoreless into the half right now during that 3-minute stretch. Edge of the midcourt logo, Jaylen Brown. Brown guarded 1-on-1 by Siakam. Pick gets set by Holiday. Brown dribbles up, drives on Haliburton. Brown at the rim, no good. Met by Nesmith, gets fouled though. Jaylen Brown's going to shoot 2 free throws. Clock stops. We got 12.2 seconds left to play. 56-49. Jaylen Brown will have 2 critical free throws. I love what he's done in this game for Jaylen. He's been on full attack mode for the tone setter this entire game. Back to the victory video that was posted on the Facebook page of the Boston Celtics. Jaylen Brown went right into the locker room and told his team, we got to keep on adjusting to the tempo. They keep on pushing the tempo. You see how fast it's going. We got to keep on adjusting to them pushing the tempo. And Jaylen Brown, the tone setter, telling his team, the vocal leader in the locker room for Jaylen Brown, and he is guiding his team right now with a lead. First free throw is good, 57-49. Everybody trying to follow Jaylen Brown, the leader by example, the vocal leader in the locker room. Second free throw missed off the rim short by Brown. He's got 24 right now. 10 seconds left to go. Siakam shaking, big crosses Brown. Siakam attacks the rack, and he throws it down with a two-handed flush. 57-51. Final seconds before halftime. White pull-up J at the buzzer. No good. Off the back rim, we get a 6-point game only going into halftime. Celtics had this one cooking. There was no answer offensively for the Pacers. They had 27 points with 7 minutes left to go before half, and now they're all the way up to 51. That's what you have to keep a careful eye on if you're the Celtics, that this game ain't over till it's over. That's what they said. 117-117. JB, you the man for the game-tying 3. And then after that, I said it ain't over till it's over. 117-117. It ain't over till it's over for sure here. It's 57-51. The swings of basketball, what makes the sport great, come from behind victories, buzzer beaters, insane high quality level shots, slam dunks, posterizer dunks, you name it. And the heartbreak in the playoffs and the joy of winning game after game. And this has been another one of these roller coaster types of games right now that we've got. It's only a 6-point game currently. Usually, I've got quite a catchphrase whenever the Celtics or whoever has a large lead and they choke it away. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, it's only an 8-point game. It's only a 2-point game or so. It's come out of nowhere. That team goes in a monstrous run. The Celtics led by 16 at 1 point. A 16-point lead has evaporated to 6 right now at the half. And the Pacers have stormed right back. Celtics, by far, landslide on the glass. Pacers been better, though, recently. The Celtics, at one point, it was 21-9. So the Celtics have allowed the Pacers to creep back in on the glass. 10-3 in offensive rebounds. Celtics thriving upon second chance opportunities tonight. And also points in the paint, where Jaylen Brown's been full-time attack mode tonight. 28-18 points in the paint in favor of the Celtics. Once again, they're struggling from 3. 6 for 18 from 3-point range currently, right now. And the Pacers still shooting the ball well, 51%. That number went up from 41 to 51% at 1 point. When the Celtics won in the 17-0 run to start off the second quarter. But Jaylen Brown, one-man show for him. He's got 24 on 8 for 16 shooting for Jaylen Brown, plus 11 on the floor. Drew Holiday, he's got 10 points, perfect 4 for 4, 2 for 2 from 3, 7 assists to 0 turnovers, but just a disappointing game from Jason Tatum. Yep, all NBA, getting to his mind right now for Jason Tatum, and gonna play like the all-NBA player you are in the second half. It was certainly not in the first half. He's playing a game similar to Tobias Harris for Jason Tatum. I mean, Jason Tatum, each and every single one of these games, he starts to look more like the next Tobias Harris of the NBA based on how he's playing these playoff games right now. Just sticking his head in his shell. Speaking of a hard shell, I'll bring out Mr. Tops in a couple minutes here. But just disappointing game for Jason Tatum. 4 points in 20 minutes. 3 turnovers. 2 rebounds, 2 assists. He's 2 for 8 shooting. He's played 20 minutes. He's got 4 points and 3 turnovers. That's going to change real fast if you're Mr. Jason Tatum. And yeah, Siakam is cooking. Siakam's up to 16. They tried Holiday on one possession. He hit an unreal turnaround over Holiday for Pascal Siakam. Siakam's cooking right now. 8 for 9 from the floor, 16 points. Miles Turner, yet to even score tonight. His foul trouble has dampened him. So, nothing for Turner. 3 personal fouls, 0 for 3 shooting for him. So he's completely going to take it out of the game in the first half. So he's gone into deep foul trouble. He's picked up those 3 personal fouls for him. That's why he hasn't scored. He's been in deep foul trouble this entire game. Nembhard's got 9. Haliburton's been limited to 8. Haliburton's been unaggressive right now. He's only 3 for 5 shooting. You get an unaggressive version of Tyrese Haliburton. Celtics are going to win this game tonight. So if Haliburton keeps on playing like he did in the first half, Celtics are definitely going to be able to win this one, barring a choke in this game here. TJ McConnell with 7 points right now, but Obi Toppin hasn't done much. Obi Toppin was a giant crusher in the first game against the Celtics, really killed the Celtics in game 1 off the bench. And then Miles Turner's done nothing, where he was another one of those giant killers for him in game 1. Yep, it's just looks like it's basically like the trophies and the money that matter to Tatum. And he's going to start to realize that you got to do it for your fans. And the big thing that we've wanted here for Boston basketball fans since 2008, after 2008 was another championship. And we've waited and waited and waited on a team that it seems like the window is about to close on this team, and they've been so close, just underperforming each and every single playoffs. Just so much talent on the team, but talent alone isn't going to get you there to win Banner 18. You got to get it through how you've played the first 6 minutes of the second quarter. Just look at the tape to that, and that championship level A+++ defense is going to win you a championship. How the Celtics played in the first 6 minutes in the second quarter. They led 17-0 to begin the second quarter for Boston. Coaching, everybody doing their job, working together as a team, moving the basketball along, and providing balance, physical defense, playmaking for one another. That's what's going to get you the championship, especially when it comes down to lockdown defense for them. But also the big key is coaching as well, because this is only Mazzulla's second season, and there's been times that he has been way too late to make the adjustments and wanted his teams to figure it out. And actually, somebody did a video on Mazzulla on the Game 1 performance and reamed Mazzulla out, even though the Celtics picked up the win. That was the first time ever that specific YouTuber reamed out a head coach when they have won a game, specifically. And that goes to show about Mazzulla that the Celtics were super lucky in the last game to even win that one. They had a 5% chance to win with 10 seconds left. Mr. Top's appearance coming very, very soon right here. So if you're interested in seeing Mr. Tops, feel free to type in the chat that you'd be interested to see Mr. Tops. Feel free to put in a tortoise emoji out in the chat, and I'll see if I can go get Mr. Tops once again if he's wide awake and fully alert. And we'll get him on board for halftime. Joe, what's good? Welcome back in. Thanks for joining in. Wow, that's awesome. So Sarita here's got a Tatum jersey, and also a green and white one. That's awesome. Yup, he was super mad at the T-Wolves one I saw today. Just absolute crime that needs to be investigated. That should be my wake-up call somebody put on the chat. Those videos just keep on getting funnier each and every single day as we progressed. Yeah, his channel really blew up. It was the John Shire one for Duke when they lost against NC State. That video blew up his entire channel. And every single game in and game out for the playoffs, it is just been like MVP caliber legendary stuff that he's got going on with his channel, with the classic quotes that's going on for ripping the coaches and the players with just terrible decision making. I don't know how he still has a voice just yet either. Just an absolute legend. So here we go. We're going to get Mr. Tops out in just a moment. Just going to put it on the break slide here. So I'm going to go off to a break slide. I'll be back. I'm going to take a minute to go find Mr. Tops, my tortoise, and then I'll be back for the Mr. Tops showing here at halftime. All right, so here we go. Mr. Tops back in the stream once again. And here we go. We got another good Mr. Tops showing right now at halftime. And without any further ado, here's my pet tortoise, Mr. Tops. And he is fully alert right now, got his head out of his shell. And hopefully that's something that Jason Tatum will do in the second half, as Mr. Tops was walking around pretty faster than his normal pace, as he was going pretty quickly for him. So hopefully we'll see the Celtics here with Tatum start to be able to look like Mr. Tops with his head out of his shell and not poke it back in. What do you think, Mr. Tops? You think the Celtics are going to take this one, buddy? He's moving pretty fast right now with his claws. Oh, yeah. His feet are marching right now. So that is my good boy, Mr. Tops the Tortoise. And seen exclusively here on Behind the Arc Basketball during halftime. So good job, buddy. One more time to the camera. And there we go. There's Mr. Tops the Tortoise. All right, so I'll be right back. Just going to put away Mr. Tops, but he is quite active right now that we see him, and we'll see what happens in the second half if the Celtics are able to start to be active defensively like they were in that first part of the second quarter. That was amazing basketball that they were playing defensively for Mr. Tops, but he is alert and he is awake, and he's actually pretty fast for his tempo right now, so we'll see if that's able to wake up Tatum for half two, and just 4 points got to be much, much better. So I'm just going to put him away, and then we'll be back in about a minute or so. All right, give it up for Mr. Tops. So we are back right now just at halftime. Thanks all for joining in, being a part of streaming. Still got 300 plus right now watching. Thanks all for your patience right now here at halftime. And yeah, he's going to have to stay hydrated throughout the humid and hot weather. Luckily, it hasn't been too hot today. It was like the first humid day that we got up in my area. So we got like some severe thunderstorms earlier today. I left for work at 7:40, and we get some big boomers outside for some thunderstorms around that time, right when I left for work. Chuck with a dono. Thanks so much for the dono. Really appreciate it for the dono here from Chuck. Let's get that dono hype out on the stream. Yep, Celtics announced that they're going to have top start in the second half over Jason Tatum. Man, what a disappointing first half for Tatum. 4 points. Going to turn it around right here, right now. That was a pretty quick halftime. I think we're going to go back in a couple minutes from now for the second half. Seagull likes wildlife. There we go. Yeah, I got to just make sure that Mr. Tops doesn't get picked up by any sort of birds or anything, because sometimes birds like to take tortoises and scoop them up with their beaks. So whenever we put Mr. Tops outside to get his vitamin D for sunlight, we have to put like a cover over his area that he gets put in. So we have to have like a cover. It's kind of one of those it's like a window screen type covering that we have. So we made like a window screen type covering. So that still allows a lot of the sun to come in, but it traps any sort of like bird or any sort of animal to like crawl in, because we have to like we like put a couple of like different like bricks on it so no animal can like creep in and pick up the cover. That was a fast halftime. Siegel likes MJ and Madonna, and Tops there as well to go along with the three best halftime performers. Third quarter about to start in a minute. This is getting too close for comfort right now. All of a sudden, the Pacers are only down by 6. Celtics led as many by 16. That first 6 minutes of the second quarter, that is what they need to do for the remaining part of this game. That was called championship identity defense. They locked up the Pacers for over 5.5 minutes of time. The Pacers were held scoreless, the top offense in the NBA. And at that time, the Pacers had just 27 points with around 7 minutes and under left to go before half. But they're all the way up to 51 right now, able to flip the switch and put their team winning 6 here currently. Pascal Siakam, 16 points and 8 for 9 shooting. He has been able to torch the Celtics defense. They're starting to play through Siakam. Jaylen Brown, the hot hand. He's got 24 and 8 for 16 shooting. Brown at the right wing. Dribbles up, rises for the jumper. 15-footer, connects on it. Jaylen Brown picks off where he left off. Entering here the second half. 26 by Jaylen Brown, snubbed from the All-NBA team at the rim. Tatum denies Nembhard. It was not clean, though. Tatum looking for a whistle to go against Nembhard. The referees call a shooting foul committed by Tatum, though, and that will be Tatum's second personal foul tonight. Mark in the stream, welcome in. Thanks for joining in. Joe, welcome back in. I'll see if I can find that roster. I believe... I don't know if they would have the rosters out just yet, but I believe Batarvik.com might have some of the college basketball roster predictions out. So I'll see if I can bring that up for you when I have a chance. 1 out of 2 at the free throw line by Nembhard. Celtics with a possession. Holiday backs his way to the left elbow. Holiday swings down on top over to Tatum. Only 4 points in the first 20 minutes. Across the floor off to Brown. Brown, what can he do for you? Rising for the jumper. Mid-range once again. Bounces in. It's another 2. It's good for Jaylen Brown. Lucky bounce indeed right there. 61-52. 28 points on 10 for 18 from the floor by Jaylen Brown. Out to the wing. Into the hands to Nembhard. He's guarded by Holiday. Nembhard drives on Holiday over to Siakam at the right wing. Siakam is yet to be stopped. 8 for 9 shooting. Jumper. Step back. Deep 2. Off the rim. No good. That's an excellent contest by Big Al Horford, forcing the Siakam miss. Brown attacks outside the Holiday touch pass. Top of the key. Jason Tatum. No good. He bricked it off the back rim. Jason Tatum, brick city right now as the Pacers have possession. Siakam spots up, takes the wide open 3, and he sinks it. Nobody was on Siakam. Couple mental gap lapses defensively for the Boston defense, and that was one of them for sure. 6-point game right now. White into the hands to Brown. Just going to play through Jaylen Brown right now. Brown draws the double. Over to White. Top of the key. Takes the open 3. Laser beam as he delivers. Derek White sinks it for the triple. Whenever the Pacers respond, the Celtics come on back with a big bucket. The Pacers defense gambled. They brought a double team to Jaylen Brown, but the Celtics just too good with an open shooter. Out in front, Derek White able to make down the 3. Haliburton off the dribble handoff. Slides it to his right to Nesmith. Into the hands to Siakam. Outside to Haliburton. Haliburton jumper to elbow. Connects on the 2. 64-57. hanging in right now in this one here. Celtics with under 10 minutes left to go in the third. Jason Tatum's been non-existent. He's going to really step up here. Holiday at the top of the key into the hands to Brown. Brown at the right wing draws the double. Over to Holiday. Pass got deflected. And a loose ball foul picked up, charge to Nembhard. So the clock will stop now in 9:40. Mark, thanks so much for joining in. Appreciate you guys for being a part of the stream. Inbound here goes to Brown. Jaylen Brown, the hot hand, looking for 30 right here. Top of the key. Dribbles up, free throw circle. Brown drives, guarded by Siakam, and Siakam picks up the reach and foul. So the clock will stop again. Quick foul picked up, charge the Pacers. And Jaylen Brown he is playing with intensity and force today. Inbound off to Holiday. Underneath the hoop, and he scores up and good for two. Pacers caught sleeping off the ensuing inbound. 9:25 left to go in the third here. Kick out to the corner. Nembhard into the hands to Siakam. Siakam works his way into Horford inside the key. Horford contests a jumper. Siakam buries it though. Siakam's making a tough shot every single possession almost when he has it up the floor. Lob goes to Holiday at the low block. Ball fake guarded by Haliburton. Pivots. Holiday caught in the travel. So Drew commits the travel. A turnover committed by the Celtics. It's only a 7-point game right now. Pacers with a possession. Nembhard, step back over Tatum. Mid-range, drills the two. Jason Tatum got crossed up, and Andrew Nembhard buried the two, defended by Tatum. Out to the wing, Horford into the hands to Holiday. Tatum right now costing his team as Holiday missed the deep two jumper. Rare miss for Holiday. He had been perfect to that point. Entry pass down low, Siakam. Guarded by Brown. Siakam backs his way inside the key. Siakam inside working on Brown. Follow away Siakam, and he hits another one. Pascal Siakam cannot get stopped right now. It's only a 3-point game. 8:25 left to go in the third. Pascal Siakam 11 for 13 shooting, 23 points. Keeping the Pacers hanging in. White, dribble, drive, right down the lane inside, right to the rim. He scores, up and in. It's good for two with a layup score by Derek White. 5-point advantage. Siakam at the wing, sends it on top over to Turner. Turner moves out to his left to Haliburton. Haliburton dribbles up to the wing, outside. Here's a wide open three. Siakam takes it, and he makes it. Celtics forgetting to cover Pascal Siakam. He's making it look too easy out there. 2-point game with 7:53 left to go. Celtics with a ball. Holiday crosses the midcourt logo. He's defended by Haliburton. Holiday dribbles inside the key. Got it stripped. Got it back over to White. White drives downhill. Head full of steam. A poster right over Siakam. Met at the rim. At the back edge of the rim at the final moments, and Derek White shuts down the door with a two-handed flush. Nembhard bounce pass underneath Turner. Turner goes up. Turner gets fouled previous to his shot. So Derek White was holding him up as the clock will stop with 7:28. What a battle here. This should not be this close. The Celtics led by 16, and now they're only up by 4. Inbound for Indiana. Siakam, jumper, mid-range. Siakam off the back rim, no good. Tipped up over to Turner, to Siakam for the offensive rebound. Haliburton tees up the three, missed off the mark. Siakam with a putback chance, no good off the mark, out of bounds. Last touched off of Boston. It's going to stay Pacers ball. Now, Jason Tatum, was there a loose ball foul on that? It looked like it was out of bounds off of Tatum. And the fans right now, they are hating this game that's being displayed by Tatum. An absolute disgraceful game by JT. I'd be ripping off his jersey once again if I wore it tonight. No joke. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, Tatum got caught in a loose ball foul. So it was not out of bounds by Tatum. He actually got called in a loose ball foul. Celtics, I believe they're going to challenge this right now. We're going to take the timeouts. 7:10 left to go in the third. Jason Tatum commits the loose ball foul. That will be his third for personal fouls. Man, this has just been a horrendous game by Jason Tatum. And what Joe Buck would say about this one would be a despicable act tonight by Jason Tatum. 4 points in 25 minutes. 3 personal fouls, 3 turnovers, 2 for 9 shooting, 0 for 3 from three-point range. This is just sad. It's a sad game by Jason Tatum, and his main man, Jaylen Brown, has to bail him out every single time. 28 points by Brown, 13 by White, 12 by Holiday. So the Celtics challenge this loose ball foul committed by Tatum. If Tatum picks up this foul, it will be his third. If not, it will be taken back to 2. So I'm looking at Indiana State's roster right now for you, Joe, and I see that they got 10 players this season right now, according to Batarvik.com. They don't have any projections on the players, though. See, they got Aaron Gray, top listed player. They have Samaj Teal. They got like a bunch of transfers for them this year. Aaron Gray played at Niagara, so he's a transfer from Niagara. Samaj Teal's coming from Presbyterian. So some of the top players got a lot of transfers. Aaron Gray, Samaj Teal, Jedi Summers, Marcus Harding, Tyrion Cook. It's basically going to be a new team this year since Indiana State's got a new head coach. Yeah. So we don't have any frogs currently. So good question by Frederick. Where my house is located, we actually have a pond in the backyard where we have goldfish and frogs in the backyard, but I've never taken a frog out of the pond unless I've caught frogs before with a net, but I've never taken a frog out of the pond and walked back to my house, because my house is quite a distance from the pond in the backyard. I've never taken a frog directly back inside my house ever before. But, yeah, that would be quite interesting. We got 500 plus watching right now. If you guys are new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well. If you guys would like to be notified here for future live streams. Celtics better not let down Bill Belichick. He's at the TD Garden tonight for this game. Celtics by 4. Yep, I saw that, Jeffrey. Bill Belichick's at the game tonight. White flings it out to the top to Tatum. Tatum, dribble drive, right down the lane inside with authority. He pounds it through with a two-hander flush. Finally, Jason Tatum with a head full of steam right to the rim, shuts down the door with a two-hand jam. Haliburton lobs it off to the right corner into the hands to Neesmith, sends it off to the right block over to Turner. Turner backs his way on White, fall away. Turner, he's on the board, drills the 2. It's a 4-point game, 72-68. 7.5 left to go. Miles Turner with his first 2 points tonight. 5 on the floor looked like this for the Celtics. Jason Tatum, Derek White, Drew Holiday, Al Horford, Jaylen Brown. Tatum, top of the key. Bounce pass, right wing. Opens up a 3 with Derek White. No good off the mark. Neesmith collects the defensive rebound. Neesmith, Haliburton, Siakam, Turner, and Nembhard. The 5 on the floor currently for the Pacers. Across the court, off to Neesmith. Into the hands to Nembhard. Nembhard turns the corner. Drives into Horford. Kick out to the right corner. Turner, outside Neesmith. 8 on the shot clock. Neesmith attacks inside the paint. Neesmith no good. That is perfect defense by Derek White, forcing the miss off the back rim. Celtics collect the defensive rebound. Up fake. Brown, a head full of steam. Baseline dribble. Out to the top. It's a 3. Straight away. Derek White. He buries the triple. 75-68. Jaylen Brown with an assist. Derek White with a big-time 3. Jumper, 18-footer straight away. Nembhard missed off the rim, no good. Tatum finally is awoken. Rips away the defensive rebound for JT. 5.5 left to go. Miles Turner's only got 2 points this entire game. Got into quick foul trouble with 3 quick personal fouls in the first half. Tatum, if you guys are just joining in, only has 6 points tonight with 3 turnovers and 2 personal fouls. The last foul they took away for Tatum as the Celtics won the challenge, so they rescinded one of his previous fouls for him. Jaylen Brown, the go-to tonight. He's got 28 points if you're just joining in. Derek White now up to 16 tonight. He has been huge. Massive defensively as well. 6 assists to 0 turnovers by Derek White. Jrue Holiday, 8 assists to 1 turnover and 12 points. White and Holiday are combining for 14 total assists to 0 turnovers. Excellent backcourt duo tonight in this game right now. Plus, Jaylen Brown's scoring ability has been amazing. Tatum off the inbound. Tatum rises for the jumper at the left elbow. Jason Tatum. Oh, yeah, baby. He has arrived as he sinks down the deep 2J. 77-68. 5 minutes left to go in the third. Finally for JT, he has back-to-back buckets. Haliburton guarded by JT. Haliburton drives, met by White at the rim. Haliburton got it stripped out of bounds. It was last touched by Boston. That was out of bounds off of O'Shea Brissett, which just checked into the game. Obi Toppin is now on the floor as well for Indiana. So O'Shea Brissett, his second time that he has checked on the floor tonight in this game. Haliburton is on the court with Ben Shepherd, Obi Toppin, Miles Turner, and TJ McConnell. Turner with a 3, splashes it. 77-71, 6-point game now with 4:40 left to go in the third. Celtics, with their 5 on the floor, look like this. Jason Tatum, O'Shea Brissett, Derek White, Peyton Pritchard, and Jaylen Brown. Pritchard was great early on. Tatum, skip pass, right corner, off to Jaylen. Jaylen on the corner 3, and he nails it. Bang, bang. Jaylen Brown crossing the 30-point mark tonight in this game. He's got 31 here, folks. What a night for Jaylen Brown. Haliburton, step back 3 in the air, came off the rim short. Shepherd with the offensive rebound. Toppin with a 3. Toppin off the back rim, no good. Offensive rebound secured by McConnell. Outside, Haliburton fires the pass, low block into the hands to Turner. Backs his way on Tatum. Follow away, mid-range, off the rim, short, tipped up in the air. Another offensive rebound controlled by Indiana. Shepherd with a 3, open. Off the back rim, no good. Tatum secures the defensive rebound. 3:45 and counting down left to go. Celtics with a possession. Brown drives, attacks, dump off down low to the rim. O'Shea Brissett, he explodes, torques right through, torches it down, flushes it home. It is good for 2. Timeout taken on the floor by Indiana. O'Shea Brissett getting in on the action with a slam dunk. Jaylen Brown, everything going right for him tonight. JB with the assist. 82-71. Timeout taken by Rick Carlisle for the Pacers. Jaylen Brown, amazing. What can Brown do for you? He is doing everything. Jaylen Brown, MVP tonight, MVP in the last game. You the man, JB, you the man. 31 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, just 1 turnover, plus 16 on the floor. The top plus tonight in this entire game goes to Jaylen Brown. 11 for 19 shooting. He's scored 31 points in 26 minutes. Incredible performance by Jaylen. I mean, he is an absolute legend in this series right now. Making his mark. What a bounce back for Jaylen. What a year a difference makes. What a year a difference makes for Jaylen Brown. What a year a difference makes for the Dallas Mavericks not even being in the playoffs. And we might see Boston versus Dallas, a matchup between the Celtics versus Kyrie in the finals, possibly. Still got a long way left to go in this playoffs, but man, what a year a difference makes specifically for Jaylen Brown. He was getting a lot of crap out of people last year for saying that he doesn't have a left hand. Jaylen Brown costing his team in the series against the Heat that he doesn't have a left hand. He's too turnover prone. He's too soft. He doesn't know how to play, and doesn't know how to take over games in the conference finals. He has responded right back to the critics. Not named to the All-NBA team yesterday, got absolutely snubbed. He has responded right back. Look at me, everybody. JB, I can still do it. I am the vocal leader. I am the team leader, Jaylen Brown, and he has showed up big time in this playoff series for Jaylen. Mike with a dono. Really appreciate with a dono. Let's get that dono hype from Mike here to stream. You guys, the legends here on the channel. Thanks so much, Mike. Really appreciate it. Derek White's been excellent as well. Derek White, 16 points, 6 assists, 0 turnovers for Derek White tonight. 12 points by Jrue Holiday with 8 assists. Jason Tatum had just 4 points. It's just 4 points at halftime. He is up to 8 right now. Tatum, look what you can do when you have a head full of steam down to the rim instead of settling for deep jumpers, going downhill against this Pacers team who's struggling with rim protection. And he had that massive slam dunk that really upped his game. Yeah, what a difference a year makes indeed. For Jocko, welcome on the channel here. The hashtag different year. It is for real this year for the Celtics. Still got the remaining part of this game to play out. Still a lot of game left to go. But whenever the Pacers have responded, got to give credit back to Boston because this team is different this year. Where their opponents in the past have started to come back. The Celtics teams in the past years, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, those past years, they would have folded. They would have lost. They would have waved the white flag, surrendering a double-digit lead and choking the game and losing the game. This season's team is looking like it's different right now, that they will still blow leads or allow their opponents to come back into the game, but when the clock comes down to 0 at the end of the game, they find a way to win the game no matter what. Jaylen comes out with a steal. Jaylen Brown up the floor looking for 33. Cha-ching! He's got it. Steal and bucket. Good for 2, but a man of the game, Jaylen Brown. 84-71, and he was fouled, I believe, in the back end of this play as well, as he'll have an and one coming up here at the free throw line. Pascal Siakam from behind commits the shooting foul as McConnell coughed it up. Brown took it a distance, and a bad foul from behind committed by Siakam. Brown's going to shoot one. Celtics are now in the bonus. The all-out Jaylen Brown game. Free throw is no good. Missed around the rim and out. Jaylen Brown playing the game of his life tonight. 33 points in 28 minutes. Jumper, McConnell, bounced in. Good for 2 at the right elbow. 3 minutes left to go in the third. Pacers down to just 2 timeouts left. Celtics with 4 timeouts remaining. Brown sends it off to White. Passes out to the right corner. Wide open 3. Peyton Pritchard knocks it down. Bang, bang. Peyton Pritchard wide open at the right corner perimeter. Right there, awful coaching is going to be ripping Rick Carlisle and the Pacers tomorrow with the worst of the worst, big ew horrendous defense for leaving a wide open corner 3 with Peyton Pritchard. Jumper is good for a 3 straight away by Turner. There is nobody not even 10 feet remotely close to Pritchard. On the quarter 3, Pritchard, dribble, drive, right down the lane inside, a fake, right to the rim, he scores, up in and off the backboard, baby, good for 2 more by Peyton Pritchard. 89-76. Approaching 2 minutes left to go in the third here at the right wing perimeter. McConnell, right baseline dribble, guarded by Brown, circles around into the hands to Shepherd, sends it on top to Turner, fires a fastball over the top and blocked by White. White picks up the shooting foul though. 2 shots covered up at the free throw line by Obi Toppin with just above 2 minutes left to go in the third. The intensity tonight been fantastic by Boston, always seeming to shut down the door against this Pacers team today. We're looking at this replay. This is a massive, massive ew for the Pacers defense. Pascal Siakam not even close to being back in a defensive stance. Forget who he's supposed to cover out in the corner. The pass gets sent wide to Peyton Pritchard out in the right corner, and he buries it. Peyton Pritchard, excellent production off the bench by him tonight. 10 points in 11 minutes. 4 for 6 from the floor, perfect. 2 for 2 from 3. Last year, Peyton Pritchard was not played throughout most of the playoffs by Joe Mazzulla a year ago. This year, what a difference a year makes for Peyton Pritchard. Finding a spot in the rotation, all bought in to winning Banner 18. Free throw is good by Toppin the second time. He missed the first one, so he splits the free throws. 89-77. Approaching 2 minutes left to go in the third. Brown at the elbow, guarded by Siakam. Sends it off to Holiday. Holiday Gonna slow it down. Been so key in this game. 7 assists to just 1 turnover. Holiday bounce pass to Tatum. Tatum looking to up his game. He's got just 8. Looking for double figures right here. Tatum backs his way. Turn around. Got the matchup he wants. Tatum. And he hits it. It's a one-on-one J. Buried over Ben Shepherd at the left elbow. Good for 2 for JT. 10 points by Tatum, 6 points in the third quarter. Finally starting to get into a rhythm after a really rough start in the first half. McConnell circles around. Tatum's able to deny him. Had to move it out to the wing off to Shepherd. Into the hands to Siakam. Siakam drives, bumped by Brown. Brown commits the foul. And this will stop the clock with 1:22. Brown's obviously frustrated about the foul. He thought it was quite a bit of an acting job right there by Siakam, but referees rolled a personal foul committed by Jaylen Brown. That's going to be his third. Quick update on foul trouble right now. 3 personal fouls by Jaylen Brown, 3 by Derek White, 2 by Tatum. For the Pacers, foul trouble looks like this. 4 personal fouls by Aaron Nesmith. He fouled out in the last game. 3 personal fouls each between Siakam and Turner. Jumper, mid-range. McConnell came off the rim, short, no good. And Celtics committed a quick loose ball foul, though. That's going to be charged to Holiday on the loose ball foul. So that will be Drew's first personal foul tonight. So he played this entire game up to that point without a single personal foul. Obi Toppin out the free throw line. Pacers earn the bonus. Yeah, Mr. Tops must have went out there to give Jason Tatum a halftime pep talk, telling Tatum that Mr. Tops is going to take his spot on the floor. Battling for playing time. Mr. All-First Team NBA, Mr. Olympian Team USA, Jason Tatum, just with what Joe Buck would call a despicable act. 4 points, 3 turnovers, 2 personal fouls in the first half. Tatum has completely started to turn things around here in the third quarter. Tatum just secured a defensive rebound. The Pacers split the free throws once again by Toppin at the line. Tatum hunting down Ben Shepherd on a mismatch. Tatum at the free throw circle. He's got his matchup. Elevates for the J. Tatum, and he hits it. Oh yeah, that's too easy. Jason Tatum over Ben Shepherd any day, all day of the week. It is too easy. Deflected by O'Shea Brissett as he denies the lob of the Pacers. It's a steal by the Celtics. Pritchard sends it off to Holiday into the hands of Tatum. Tatum guarded by Obi Toppin this time. 1-on-1. Tatum takes the 3. Off the back rim, no good. A rebound secured out of the pack by McConnell. Outlet pass ahead. Obi Toppin throws it down with a right-handed flush. 93-80. Final 30 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Celtics with the ball, looking to see if they can control this one and go up 2-0 in the series. Brissett on a 3 rattled out. So that was Jaylen Brown on the 3. It rattled out for Jaylen. I was going to say that would probably not be the shot that Brissett takes. Both of them kind of look similar to one another with their hairstyles. McConnell, bounce pass right corner into the hands to Toppin. 5 in the shot clock. 10 seconds left. Toppin, jumper, deep 2. Whoa, he airballed it. Here, rebound goes to Jaylen Brown as the shot clock almost expired. Jaylen, couple seconds left to go. Attacks, jumper at the buzzer. Jaylen, no good. Off the mark, we close out the end of the third quarter. 93-80 at the end of the third quarter. Celtics by 13. Jason Tatum has finally awoken. Back-to-back buckets over Ben Shepherd on a 1-on-1 mismatch for Jason Tatum. Going to his matchups, he is going iso ball, but he's making the shots either way for Tatum right now, making those tough shots, which he likes to go and hunt down those matchups, and he's gotten one that he's been able to thrive upon recently, being switched and defended by Ben Shepherd, and he is taking advantage of it right now. 93-80 at the end of the third quarter. Celtics lead by 13. This game's gone really well here. Boston keeps on shutting down the door against the Pacers. The Pacers have crept back multiple times, but once the Pacers get within 4 to 6 points within that range, the Celtics keep on closing the door on them, and they are locking it up, and they are double locking it for sure. And when their credit to their defense, because their defense has won them this game today. Defense and rebounding has won the Celtics this game tonight. The Celtics, by the way, finally found their shot. They're 53% shooting. The Pacers still pretty solid, 50%. If the Celtics win, look back at the film to the first 6 minutes in the second quarter. That defense was insane. They were locking up everybody, contesting shot for shot. That is the reason why they're up right now in this game. They started off in a 17-0 start in the second quarter at one point. Boston took control of the third quarter, outgained the Pacers 36-29. Boston plus 4 in the glass, 32-28 right now. Points in the paint. I like what I'm seeing tonight. 46-22 points in the paint in favor of the Celtics. Celtics are 10 for 27 from three-point range. It's decent. I'll take it. 37% from three. I'll take it. It's not horrific. It's not like outstanding, but I will take it. It's in that level. It's called decent enough for the Celtics that they're shooting 10 for 27 from three-point range for them. Much better game. Big difference for them today is limiting the assists. I think the last game, Indiana had 31 total assists. Indiana's leading the playoffs in assists per game in the entire playoffs. Right now, Indiana's been limited to 17 assists tonight on 32 made field goals for them. Haliburton has been unaggressive, so since they've got that version of Haliburton, the Celtics are going to win the game. Haliburton has only attempted 8 shots. He's 4 for 8 from the floor. He's got 10 points for Haliburton. If the Pacers want to mount any sort of comeback, he will need to start to attempt much more shots in the fourth quarter right now for Haliburton. Here's the top scorers. Pascal Siakam, he's got 26. 12 points by Nembhard. Haliburton's got 10. The Celtics defense tonight has held Obi Toppin in check. Toppin's only got 6 right now. And then 33 points by Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown's playing out of his mind tonight. 33 points in 29 minutes. 16 points by Derek White with 6 assists and 0 turnovers. 12 points by Drew Holiday. 8 assists to just 1 turnover. Jason Tatum's up to 12. He scored 8 points in the third quarter. Back to action. Peyton Pritchard, by the way, critical 10 points off the bench. Pacers with the ball. Spin move inside the key. McConnell. It's kind of funny. All the people that poured into the chat there that was spamming the chat with a lot of like nonsense comments saying that Tatum was too soft. Tatum is god-awful as a player and stuff like that. The Celtics suck as a team. All those comments that people were putting out that the Celtics won't ever win games. A lot of people were in the last chat for that. I had to time out a couple of those people. It's kind of funny that they never came back in this game, seeing that the Pacers are down by double digits still. 93-82. Still going to play a fourth quarter right now. 11:20 left to go. Tatum guarded one-on-one as he is working on Doug McDermott. First time on the floor tonight. Skip pass, left corner. Hauser, good look at the 3. No good. Offensive rebound control by Horford. Hand off to Pritchard. Pritchard at the right wing. Pritchard, 8 on the shot clock. Drives to McConnell. Pritchard swings it outside. Hauser laces up the 3. Off the back rim, no good. Pritchard tips it over to Tatum for the offensive rebound. Watch out, Tatum. Head full of steam. Right to the rim. And he scores up and in. And one coming up in the free throw line by Jason Tatum. Oh, the strength right there for JT, baby. Downhill to the rim as he finishes right over Isaiah Jackson through the contact and the foul. Jason Tatum on another level, getting that pep talk from Mr. Tops at halftime. He is crawled out of his shell just like that. He is up to 15 points in this game here. 11 in the second half as he buries the free throw. 14-point lead for Boston. Under 11 minutes left to go. Jumper, mid-range. McConnell missed off the mark. They're pouting right now. McConnell thought he was fouled. Doesn't get back in transition. Celtics numbers on the floor. 5 on 4. Tatum with a 3. No good off the mark. Tipped up to the corner. And McConnell collects the defensive rebounds. Body language not looking so hot right now for Indiana. Siakam into the hands to McConnell. Attacks inside the paint. McConnell got it stripped. Still looking at the officials. Clean strip by Boston. Boston collects the steal. Hauser double teamed outside Holiday. Wide open with a 3. It's too easy. Drew Holiday. Bang, bang. He makes it rain. He sizzles the triple. 99-82. 15 points by Drew. As we're down to 10 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Siakam fires it out to the left wing. McConnell Hand off to Shepard, over to McConnell. He's missed 2 previous shots. Pass deflected, up in the air. Intercepted by Horford with a steal. Pacers cracking under pressure right now. M. Stone said Celtics by 20, could very well be right now. Celtics up by 17. Tatum looking to go up by 19. His jumper came off short. Off the rim at the left elbow. Goes right back over to the Pacers here. Siakam, top of the key. Siakam dribbles up to the left elbow outside. Moves the pass over to McConnell. Siakam will draw the reach and follow. Picked up charge to Holiday. We've got 600 plus right now watching this stream. If you guys are new in the channel, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe here. Celtics with their force of a defense coming back in once again, starting off this fourth quarter with a just massive, massive defensive stand right now. Marianne, thanks for joining in, being a part of the stream right now. Pascal Siakam, he has been the lone player that's shown up tonight for Indiana. Right now, he will check out and head towards the bench. 28 points, 5 rebounds, 13 for 17 from the floor by Siakam. And here's the time that the Boston Celtics have a good opportunity to lead by 20 plus. Nembhard circles around. Nembhard's defended by Tatum. Swings it off to Shepard. Drives downhill. Wide open. That's a layup line. Easy 2 by Ben Shepard. 99-84. At the left wing perimeter, Peyton Pritchard with a basketball here. Top of the key. Bounce pass goes over to Holiday. Out to the top. It goes into the hands to Tatum. Tatum one-on-one. Jab step. It drives on Shepard. Goes up. Tatum got stripped. Got it back. Shot clock down to 0. Took the jumper. Couldn't get it off in time. It's going to be a shot clock violation. Timothy on the stream. Welcome in. Thanks for joining in here. Yep, I'm very critical when the Celtics don't perform. Very critical in the first half to Jason Tatum because I need my team to be better. So I'm very critical when the Celtics don't perform well because I'm passionate that I'm so passionate about it that I want them to perform well at all times as much as possible for them. And I'm quick to point out all the mistakes and how there's room for improvements. Jackson off the drive on Tatum. Jackson picks up the offensive foul as he pushed off against Tatum. That will be a charge taken by Tatum as Jackson turned over the basketball. We're going to take the timeout right now. 8:40 left to go in the fourth quarter. Celtics by 15. If you guys are new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well if you guys would like to be notified here for future live streams on the channel right now. 15-point advantage currently here for the Celtics, looking to keep on closing the door. They have done that throughout the entire course of the game and looking to do that for the next 8 minutes and 40 seconds. Jay, what's good? Welcome to the stream here, bud. Still get the final 8:40 remaining. I'll be back tomorrow night covering the T-Wolves against the Mavs for game number 2. The Mavs won yesterday, game 1. They came back and they were trailing throughout 90% plus of that game. They came back to win yesterday, 108-105. So the Mavs are up 1-0 over the T-Wolves in the series. Also hoping to be back for Game 3 on Saturday between the Celtics and the Pacers. Also on Monday on Memorial Day as well. Hoping to be working the holiday, giving you a great stream on Monday night for the Celtics versus Pacers. By then, we'll see what happens if the Celtics will do it in 4. Honestly, I'd be shocked. I think the Pacers are going to take at least 1. I expect this, in my honest opinion, I expect a split from coming out of the series in Indiana with the next 2 games coming up. Honestly, if the Celtics are able to do it in 4, that would be incredible. That's awesome for Boston if they're able to do it. But the Pacers are perfect so far to playoffs. I'd be shocked if the Celtics honestly sweep them in 4. Celtics last won back in 2008. So Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, the big 3. That was Doc Rivers as the head coach the final time that Doc won a championship. Yeah, that's true. That's why we got so many hospitals up in the Boston area. Unfortunately, some of the hospitals are closing too. If they're under the Steward Group, I heard they filed for bankruptcy, which is a big issue because I'm sort of near a Steward hospital, and I think they're supposed to either close or change ownership into like a different company being bought out, which is a major issue because I think there's 7 hospitals in the state of Mass that's under that ownership. Raheem, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining in. Jaylen Brown been a man in the show tonight. 33 points in 29 minutes for Jaylen Brown. 15 by Tatum. He has really rose up in the second half. Tatum's got 11 points in half number 2 after a real cold start in this game. 16 by White, 15 by Holiday, 10 by Pritchard. Just outstanding game for Boston. Love to see it keep on being like this. Edgar, thanks for joining in. Really appreciate you here for being a part of the channel. Nembhard on the court with Isaiah Jackson, Obi Toppin, Ben Shepherd, and also Doug McDermott. We come back to action. Haliburton's on the bench. Turner's on the bench. Siakam's on the bench. Kind of signals that they're starting to throw the white flag right now for Indiana. Start to wave that flag, and they know that they're going to be down to 0-2 in the series. We'll see how they respond right here. If this continues, though, or if they'll start to mount a comeback because Nembhard just made the jumper. 99-86. This game ain't over till it's over. Celtics with most of their players being starters on the floor. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Drew Holiday, Derek White. They also have Sam Hauser currently in the game. So they're going small ball right now. Derek White knocks down the 3. 100 plus on the board for the Celtics as they arise for triple digits. A 16-point lead. Derek White's got 19. Number 2 score behind Brown in this game. 102-86. Nembhard double teamed at the elbow. Nembhard, his pass broken up by Holiday, tipped over to McDermott. Kick out to the corner. Shepherd with a 3. Came off the rim. Short. White secures the defensive rebound. White out of the pack gets fouled as well by Ben Shepherd. So a loose ball foul picked up, charge to Shepherd, and the clock will stop. Celtics with possession. Brown been on attack mode all game long. Dribble drive right down the lane inside, and he scores for 2 more. Jaylen Brown outstanding tonight. Isaiah Jackson denied from behind by Brown. Brown thought it was a clean block, but it wasn't, as the referees will roll a blocking foul. Picked up charge to Jaylen Brown here. Wow, this game's gone by fast tonight. We started off just slightly past 8 p.m. Eastern time. It's now 10:15 almost p.m. my time, and this game's flown by fast. .7:26 left to go. 2 shots by Isaiah Jackson. The first one he bricked off the back rim. Yeah, Bill Russell has got 11 chips. Just, I wish I was born back then much earlier than my time. Like, to see the Celtics back in the 50s and the 60s, that would have been wild. Second shot here by Jackson. It rattles in. 17-point lead for the Celtics. Looking to keep this going so they can go up 2-0 in the series. Right now for Boston, Jaylen Brown, the man of the show tonight. 35 points. Jaylen backs his way on Nembhard. Jaylen Brown rises for the jumper at the free throw circle. No good. Bricked off the back rim. Rebound secure by Nembhard. Nembhard, handoff, McDermott, laces up a 3. McDermott, no good, around the rim and out. Offensive rebound control by Shepherd. 7 minutes left to go. Jumper, mid-range, cut to the drop, good for 2 for Nembhard. Andrew Nembhard right now, keeping the Pacers at least at bay, but still a long way to come on back in this game. He's got 16 at this moment, under 7 minutes left to go right now. No big use being thrown out there tonight in this one. Knock on the wood. Throughout the rest of this game, hopefully, for the Boston Celtics tonight. It's been a pretty clean game for Boston. There's been times where the Pacers have come back. The Pacers trail by just 6 points at halftime. The Celtics led as many by 16 in the first half. Celtics able to up that lead right now to 18 at 1 point, which is the largest lead of the game. Jaylen Brown, indeed the MVP. Yesterday, he was snubbed, not making the All-NBA team, and he responds to the critics, and he shows the nation, he shows everybody why Jaylen Brown shows up in a big way this year in the playoffs. This year is different compared to years past. Isaiah Jackson, a little heated right now, having some words over to the Celtics side currently. The officials had to separate Isaiah Jackson and Jackson. So you're going to get substituted out of this game right now? Yeah, he's going to get substituted. Jalen Smith, first time in the series, will check in to replace Jackson. The Pacers right now basically throwing in the towel. Jackson and Hauser, and Jackson, swung Hauser. Jackson swung Hauser, Celtics have the ball. 6:45 left to go. Bounce pass from Brown over to Tatum. Tatum, top of the key, guarded by Jalen Smith on the mismatch. Tatum, blow by, right to the cut pass Smith, and Tatum gets fouled. That's too easy. Jalen Smith was a lottery pick somehow. Was picked up by the Phoenix Suns in the lottery, and never performed to his standards of what his draft pick was. And Tatum just completely blew past him. That's the first 10 seconds that Jalen Smith has played on the floor, he follows Tatum. Just Tatum sees that's a clear-cut mismatch right there. 2 shots by Tatum. First one is good. Celtics are also in the bonus. If you're new in the stream, feel free to smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell if you guys would like to be notified for future live streams as well on the channel. Second free throw is good by Tatum. 106-89. Jason Tatum rising here. In the second quarter, he had just 4 points going into halftime. Right now, Tatum's up to 17 currently. 3-point make is good by the Pacers. 106-92. Obi Toppin made the threes, got 9. Thanks for joining in. Delmira on the stream. Appreciate it here for being a part of the channel from Panama. Tatum fires the fastball. Right corner up fake. White stumbled. Got up his dribble once again. A right baseline dribble. Right with a runner. Derek White cashed it in for 2. Great play to just be able to stay with the basketball and not lose your balance right there if you're Derek White, to keep on controlling that possession. He's been low-key excellent, 21 points, 7 for 14 from the floor. And I believe it was Vital Rights early on in the stream. He asked me about Derek White. Derek White in the first 6 minutes of this game did not even score. He started off the game 0 for 3. It was a rough game to begin for Derek White. And just like that in a flash, he's got 21, number 2 scorer in the game behind Jaylen Brown with his 35. Tyrese Haliburton tonight. Oh, he got injured. So Tyrese Haliburton will not return. I did not realize that until the ESPN crew just put up the graphics there. Tyrese Haliburton will not return due to a left leg injury. So these playoffs having a lot to do in terms of injuries and stuff like that. That is crushing towards the Pacers. Tyrese Haliburton will not return due to a left leg injury, and there goes the series basically if you cannot get him back for the remaining part of this series. That was not informed by the ESPN broadcast crew until now when they just posted up the graphic. Jumper, top in, connects on it for the 16-foot J. 110-94. So we're down to 5:15 left to go. We're going to take a look and see if there's anything else on Twitter about that for Tyrese Haliburton, but that's crushing. Due to a left leg injury, will not return for the rest of this game for Haliburton. Brown at the top of the key, steps into a 3, came off the rim short, offensive rebound control by Holiday. Swings it out to the right corner, Jason Tatum right down the chute, delivers with a triple. 3 points off the second chance opportunity for the Celtics. You can thank Drew Holiday for the offensive rebound. Ben Shepherd, coast to coast, scores the bucket over Derek White, and 1 coming up at the free throw line. 113-96, under 5 minutes left to go. Yeah, Pritchard's been really good tonight for him off the bench. He's got 10 points off the bench, 2 for 2 from 3, 4 for 6 from the floor in 16 minutes. So Tyrese Haliburton injured his left leg due to left leg soreness, will not return for the remaining part of this game. So that was announced 12 minutes ago by the Indiana Pacers PR staff. So that's why we're not hearing it until now. He wasn't on the floor for quite a bit of time for Haliburton. The free throw was good in the and one for Ben Shepherd. 113-97. So left leg soreness. He is out for the remaining part of this game for Haliburton. They're down to 1 timeout left. Celtics with 4 timeouts remaining. Brown blocked down low. Pacers try to come up with it, lost it out of bounds. It was off of the shoe of Derek White. So this will be Indiana ball with 4:33 left. Isaiah Jackson checks back in on the floor. Jaylen Brown sensational in this series. Finding the gaps in the defense, and he is shooting 50% right now in both of the games. 26 points, 10 for 20 shooting in game 1. Tonight takes it up to another notch. 37 points on 13 for 26 from the floor for Jaylen Brown, the tone setter, and guiding his team to victory tonight. 113-97. 4:51, as my clock is a little bit fast remaining, and Jaylen Brown just been excellent throughout this entire game. The vocal leader, the tone setter, he knows what's coming, and the Pacers have zero answers on how to slow down Jaylen Brown. Marashaka, thanks for joining in. Yeah, Pacers have yet to lose a single game on the road. So the Celtics looking to do... the Celtics looking to see if they can finally be the first team in the playoffs to pick up a win against Indiana on the road. So games 3 and game 4 will be at Indiana. And I'll be back for both of those games. Hoping to be back for both of those games on Saturday night and Monday night. Feel free to join me back in tomorrow. I plan on being back tomorrow night covering T-Wolves against Mavs for game number 2 tomorrow night. The Mavs took game 1 last night. Comeback win, 108-105. Gang violence in the stream. Welcome in. Yep. Pacers getting roasted like Tom Brady out there. Yeah, the Pacers have won every single game at home. 121-118 in overtime against the Bucks. 126-113 against the Bucks. Against the Knicks twice. 111-106. 121-89. And then the third time they won in Game 6 against the Knicks. 116-103. Yup, Ryan told me JB is hitting 40, and he's almost there right now. I'd said in the pregame, like, Jaylen Brown, I can see him going off for 30-plus tonight, and tonight's his night. There's just no answers for the Pacers to be able to limit Jaylen Brown. Yeah, thanks so much, everybody, for being a part of the channel tonight. Really good stream here. We got 700 plus watching. If you guys are new on the channel, first timers, really enjoy the content, feel free to smash the thumbs up. Hitting that like helps out this video a ton, being found on YouTube. Also, if you'd like to come on back for future live streams, make sure to ring that notification bell as well. And also hit the subscribe button to be a part here. Great play-by-play content. I cover basketball games, play-by-play, NBA play-by-play. Also covered a lot of great college hoops games as well. Yep, Robert puts out Celtics should sweep, not weep. Yeah, that would be awesome if they're able to come out here with a sweep. Be incredible. I expect a split out of the next 2 games. Indiana is just such a tough place to play in, and the Pacers are perfect at home in the playoffs, but they should be able to get at least one over in Indiana. And with the injury to Haliburton, possibly this has opened up the series to be a quick series. I was thinking about it before they started off on Tuesday. I was like, would that be sweet if the Celtics go 6 days playing games and that's it? Just all the way through, or actually it'll be 8 days of games, and that'll be it. So just 8 days, 4 games, and that'll be it for Boston. That'll be incredible. We're down to just above 4 minutes left to go, 113-97. So this series started on Tuesday. Next game will be on Saturday. I'll be back for that one. And then Monday as well as Memorial Day, hoping to be back as well as the game on Wednesday. Ben Shepherd elevates for 2 over Derek White for the Buckets. I've covered a couple PC games here and there. I try to spread it out for college basketball stream. So I'm a PC fan myself. I'm 25 minutes away from PC, where I'm from. So I'm from Southeast Mass, right next to the Rhode Island border. But I cover a couple of them usually every single year. Jumper is good by Derek White. Keeps on pouring the points tonight right now. 115.99. White's got 23 here currently. Inside, number 5 for the Pacers. Going to score the bucket and one. Coming up at the free throw line for Indiana. That's the first made bucket in the first minute on the floor for the rookie from Houston, Jarris Walker. Rogelio, welcome in. Thanks for joining in. Roger in the channel, welcome in. Yeah, appreciate it here. JDC, you guys, the legends here on the channel, coming out supporting, being a part in the stream tonight here. 3:15 left to go in the fourth. Now the Pacers are in the bonus. Rogelio looking for a sweep right now for the Celtics to take this series. Just a statement game. If anything goes to show, championship level basketball, just look back at the first 6 minutes of the second quarter when the Celtics won in a 17-0 start in the second quarter, and they were just contesting shot for shot, having everybody flying around and just crowding the shooters and just being able to lock down defensively. White sends it on top over to Tatum. 13-point lead with just above 3 minutes left to go. Tatum at the right wing perimeter. Tatum dribbles up inside the key. Tatum floats up the shot over Jalen Smith. He got it to go and one at the free throw line for Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum, even though he's a starter, he may not be a starter in the scoring column because Jason Tatum, you know what he is. He's playing it like it tonight. He is a closer. Absolute closer. It doesn't matter if it's the fourth quarter and he's bricking shots for Tatum. I would like to see him make those shots in the fourth quarter instead of Jaylen Brown able to bail him out in the last game, but was able to be the closer in overtime in the last game for JT as McDermott floats up the shot for 2. 118-104 now, but Jason Tatum has outright closed this game out. For him, able to step up in the second half, that was huge. He had just 4 points going into halftime. He's got 19 in the second half, 23 total for Tatum right now. Top of the key, Tatum's hungry for more. Tatum, top of the key, guarded by Doug McDermott on the mismatch 101. Tatum backs his way. Tatum lost the handle, turns it over. That's a bad Jason Tatum possession. Jarris Walker up the floor, swung to the wrong player. O'Shea Brissett picks up the steal. D. Wade, welcome in here, brother. Thanks for joining in. Back in the stream once again here, man. 2 minutes left to go. Celtics up by 14, about to close this one out. This game went by fast tonight. The Pacers, turnovers, and the turnovers have really struggled with so far this series. They have turned it over 38 times combined in the first 2 games in this series. Step back 3 in the air. Bang, bang. It is good for the triple by Jaylen Brown. There's the 40 points right there for JB. 14 for 27 from the floor. 40 points, an absolute masterpiece. Outright exquisite by Jaylen Brown. What he has done tonight, tremendous. Buckets good down low by Isaiah Jackson. 121-106. Celtics will burn a timeout with a 15-point lead with 1:29 left to go. Celtics about to go up 2-0 in the series, obviously. Just be reminded if you're Boston that the Knicks were up 2-0 and they lost in 7. But this Celtics team, they're much, much deeper than what the Knicks are. And this is going to be tough for the Pacers to take the Celtics to a Game 7 and win this series right now, being down to 0-2. You're going to have a monumental collapse by Boston in order to do so. This Celtics squad is much more deeper. They are on pace to get Porzingis back potentially on Monday, on Memorial Day, for game number 4. Porzingis will be out for game 3 from what I heard, but according to Woj, he is potentially going to be back possibly for game 4 on Monday. A 40-burger tonight by Jaylen Brown in this game. Sensational. Right from the start, control this game. Just an outright incredible performance by Jaylen Brown. 23 points by Jason Tatum, doing work in the second half with 19 of those points out of the 23.5 too. 23 points by Derek White on 50% from 3, 4 for 8 from the perimeter. 6 assists, 0 turnovers. Drew Holiday, double-double, 15 points, 10 assists. 10 points off the bench by Pritchard. Just an all-out excellent game tonight by Boston to go up 2-0 in the series. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. They controlled this entire game. There were a couple runs that Indiana started to mount a comeback in, but the Celtics closed out the door. And the reason why the Celtics won this game, just take a look at the first 6 minutes of the second quarter. The Celtics won in a 17-0 run. They limited the Pacers to 0 points on a 5.5-minute field goal shooting drought. Pritchard, it went inside the key, floated up the shot. Are they going to count it or no? Off the double clutch, they will not, according to the officials. That was a tough shot right there. Hey, thanks so much, Mario, for joining in. I'll see you back in on the next one. Left hamstring soreness. Haliburton missed 10 games with a left hamstring strain back in January. I hate it when injuries happen. Haliburton actually injured his left hamstring back in January against the Celtics. That was back on January 6th, and then he returned for the game on January 30th against Boston a couple weeks later. I hate it due to injuries. If the Celtics do win the championship, I'll hate it if people talk about this one putting an asterisk next to it. If people try to talk about the Celtics, if they do win the championship next year, people are always going to want to create problems and say, oh yeah, it wasn't a real championship because they beat the 8 seed, the Heat, they beat the 4 seed, the Cavs, they beat the 6 seed, the Pacers, and then they beat the 5 seed, the Mavs. And if that does happen, there'll be less of an asterisk to a lot of critics if they do beat the T-Wolves, the 3 seed, but people try to make excuses for that. I'm certain that they will. But still, a championship's a championship, and the Celtics, more wins than any team by far this season. The NBA certainly deserve it, and they played like one tonight, especially the first part of the second quarter. That was some insane defense that they had. 126-106. Celtics just made a 3 at the corner with some bench points right there for Boston. Excellent game. This is the Boston Celtics basketball team that we know. The Pacers came into this game averaging 123 points per game. Tonight, been locked down to just 106. Jaylen Brown, most points in an Eastern Conference Finals game in Celtics history. Number 3 in the list. He had 40 points against the Heat back in 2022. He is behind Rondo's 44 points, and then there was another with 47. Free throw was good, plus they got the offensive rebound and bury the 3. 16-point lead for Boston. Under 30 seconds left to go. What a game tonight by the Celtics, controlling it right from the start. The absolute masterpiece of Jaylen Brown. 40 points on the board. It ties the 3rd highest Celtics playoff points in franchise histories in an Eastern Conference Finals game tonight for Jaylen Brown. He was just remarkable. Oh, man. Jaylen is absolutely incredible what he has been doing in this playoffs. 2-0 in this series. Big reason why Jaylen Brown, a game-tying shot in Game 1 to force OT. Tonight, he pours in 40. The story in this one. Jaylen Brown with 40 points, 4 made threes, 14 for 27 from the floor, plus 18 in the court. 23 points by Jason Tatum. 19 of those points came in the second half as he was able to pop out of his shell in half number 2 and start to go off in the second half for JT. Derek White, 23 points for him, finding his stroke tonight, making 4 threes. Drew Holiday, a double-double. 15 points, 10 assists. I'll keep on wearing the Pierce jersey until further notice. Off the bench, Pritchard, 12 points by him off the bench. Celtics win an absolutely incredible game. Pacers, 28 points by Siakam, a one-man show. After that, Nembhard had 16. Tyrese Haliburton limited to just 10. Left the game in the fourth quarter due to a left ankle injury with a left ankle soreness by Haliburton. Finished with just 10 points on an unaggressive night, shooting just 4 for 8 from the floor. They're going to need that aggressiveness. If the Pacers want to make this a series, they could not get that tonight. Celtics +3 in the glass, 40-37. They demolished them on the glass throughout the course of the night. Pacers made it tighter later stage of the game, but what I like to see here, the Pacers limited to just 23 total assists tonight for Indiana. They had 31 in the last game, limited to 23 assists on 44 made field goals. The Pacers play like it's a race. They try to attempt 100 shots per game, or like 95 to 100 shots every single game. Tonight they were limited to 84. The Celtics +4 in total shots, 88 attempted shots by Boston. Celtics shot the ball 53% from the floor. Pacers shot 52% tonight, but when the Celtics make 15 threes or greater, usually results in a victory tonight. They went 15 for 37 from the perimeter, 40.5 from three-point range. That translates to a win most of the time for Boston when they shoot the cover off the ball from three like they did, especially the second stage of the game. +20 points in the paint, 54-34. Just an outright excellent game by Boston. They forced 16 turnovers by the Pacers. The Pacers have to figure it out. Their backcourt inexperience. They're just reckless, playing so fast pace with the basketball. Now they've turned it over 38 times through 2 games in the playoffs, and these turnovers are crushing the Pacers throughout this playoffs. Celtics tonight scored 12 points off Pacers turnovers. Last game they scored 32. Boston with a big win tonight. Jaylen Brown, absolute man once again. Game 1. Hit the corner 3 to tie it up, force overtime tonight. Drops down 40. Jaylen Brown is absolutely him. And the Celtics win by 16. 126-110 the final score. Thanks so much all for joining in. Celtics go up 2-0 in this series. I'll be back tomorrow night covering T-Wolves against Mavs at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Also hoping on covering the Celtics against the Pacers as Boston will travel to Indiana for Game 3 on Saturday night at 8:30. Thanks all for joining in. Before I do wrap up, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. And a great one here tonight for the Boston Celtics, winning by 16, 126-110. We're going to close out to the channel members. All channel members get a shout out at the end of each and every single one of my live streams. If anybody's interested in becoming a channel member, that link is posted into the chat. All channel members get a shout out at the end of each and every single one of my live streams. It's as low as $1.99 per month to become a channel member. We have Jason, Warren, Rajip, I Am Ghost, David, Asia, Paul, Russell, John, Mark, Kelly, Jeffrey, Vegas, Barco, Oink Oink, Michael, Katie, Bradley, Daniel, Derek, Sister Surround, Mario, Guido, Tristan, Chuck, SG Sports Talk, Ice Ice Baby, Robin, Melinda, Jack City, and Shalimar. Thanks all for joining in, being a part of the stream for this game tonight. The Celtics up 2-0 in this series. Boston with a big win. Excellent game tonight for the Celtics. 126-110 the final score. Thanks all for joining in, and enjoy the rest of your Thursday night, everybody.